numerals, blue pants, white helmets, looking like the Arkadelphia Badgers, and we are thankful for that because it is easy to read their numbers, which is a meaningful thing for anybody in a press box. It's a little bit harder to read when you got the black jerseys and the orange numerals for Nashville. We're going to do the best we can to make sure we call the right names for both teams. So, Arkadelphia and Nashville out at midfield. Nobody in a hurry tonight, as it is just about 2 minutes till 7 o'clock. But now what we see is that the Scrappers have won the toss, and they will receive. So, Jack, this is important for the Arkadelphia defense because it's a high-powered offense that will be on the field first for Nashville.
Yeah, definitely a very important drive for this Badgers defense coming up at the very start of this game. I'm wanting to get off on a good leg. These past couple weeks, this defense hasn't performed as well as they would like. Obviously, playing teams of much higher caliber. But definitely in this coming series, they're going to look to show out in the first time.
One of the captains for Nashville was Jake Mora, the senior quarterback. But they've got more than one quarterback, as many as 4 who can play the position, Caleb. So we're going to be on our toes just to make sure we bring you the right name of the right quarterback for Nashville tonight.
Yeah, it seems like Moore will probably be the starter tonight. And I know 2 weeks ago when I talked to Coach Eldridge, it seemed to be a battle at the beginning of the season between Moore and his rival at the position. But now Moore has really improved, according to Coach Eldridge, as the season has gone on. And he's kind of solidified his spot as the starter. And Nashville never has a problem with quarterbacks. It seems like they always have someone back there that's able to throw the ball around and make plays at the position. So I'm sure Moore will be no different, a very accurate passer of the football.
Caleb, we are avid readers of Houghton's Arkansas football. As you look at that, beginning of the season, they said a question mark for this team would be new guys at the skill positions. But Nashville always has talent at the skill positions, and it's true again this year.
Yeah, I don't think that the skill positions are going to be a problem for Nashville. We talked with the newspaper editor here earlier, and he said this great Nashville junior high team has been undefeated for 5 or 6 years. The Badgers beat them finally this year, but that great Nashville junior high team has really populated this varsity team with some quality skill players.
Yeah, the sophomore class here, last year's 9th graders, the sophomore class here in Nashville, they think is one of the best classes they've had. We'll see some sophomores, maybe especially at running back tonight. Real talent, guys that can move in and out of the lineup. They have depth at the skill positions if they don't have a great deal of experience. And so Nashville will be prepped to have the ball first when we have a kickoff here in a few minutes. It is a light rain that's falling. The umbrellas are out, but it is a light rain that's falling, and so we're not going to have problems with the field conditions, Jack. It's just a matter of how slippery it might be, both the turf and the football.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that's going to maybe prohibit these offenses in this first half at least, in terms of probably going to see a lot of running the football here, especially at the start of this game. Not going to risk it with these passes. Definitely going to be a lot harder to catch the ball. So look to see a lot of power runs here to start this game.
Gabe Goodman set to kick off for Arkadelphia. He's a weapon in himself, as we've seen him put the ball in the end zone on multiple occasions, Caleb. Now, on a wet turf, though, we'll see how it affects the kickoff.
Yeah, Goodman is really a solid kicker, and the turf field, like you said, is not a grass field, so the mud isn't really going to be a problem tonight. I think the turf should be just fine for Gabe on the kick, so we shouldn't see too big of a problem, especially as the game goes on. He'll get used to the conditions, and he's already been out there warming up for quite a long time, so hopefully that will not be a problem for Gabe.
Dante Jefferson deep to receive for Nashville, and here's the kickoff from Gabe Goodman. We are underway tonight, a high, deep kickoff. Jefferson will chase it, and it will go 9 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, like we said, I don't think that the conditions are going to be a problem for Gabe tonight, especially going in that direction. Not too big of a breeze tonight, but there is wind blowing from left to right across the screen, so just in the direction Gabe kicked it right there, so the wind probably got behind that ball and helped him carry it a little bit further in the end zone.
He got it high, and it did carry all the way to the back of the end zone. Just an amazing kickoff for Goodman, and Arkadelphia will send its defense out to defend 80 yards now. 1st and 10 for Nashville at its own 20-yard line. And they will hand it off. Going to the right side, Arkadelphia makes a big hit, and there's a loss on 1st down.
Yeah, not surprised there. Definitely the run was sniffed out there as they tried to get to the right side. Nashville did, and snuffed out by what it looks like Kai Harrison got the tackle on that play, so now making it 2nd and long.
Moore is the quarterback. Morrison is his running back. Moore, the senior quarterback, one of several who can play the position, and he'll hand off again. And here's a running play that gains only 1 or 2, but not back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, Arkadelphia with 2 good plays here to start the game on defense. His defense has gotten off to a slow start so far this season, but this game, 2 big plays, and a 3rd down stop here would be huge to get the Badger offense on the field.
5 receivers, no running backs in right now. Arkadelphia looking for a pass. Nashville on 3rd down and 11 at its own 19-yard line. Jake Moore, the senior quarterback, calls out the snap count. He will retreat and throw the ball. He fires it deep downfield. He is looking for a receiver at the 50. It's incomplete. Well defended by Arkadelphia at midfield.
Yeah, great stop there by KJ Terry, breaking up the play. Looked like he just got a touch on that ball. If not, that would have been a touchdown all the way to the house. So good play there by the defensive back for the Badgers.
Moore is also the punter, so in another circumstance we might be wary of a fake punt, but from their own 19-yard line, one would expect to punt here from Nashville. It's 4th down and 11. Arkadelphia shows a rush on the punter, but they don't get there. The kick is going to be allowed to bounce at the 47. It'll go all the way inside the 40 and be downed at the 36-yard line. That almost touched a scrapper before it got to midfield, but took a nice roll after that. They're going to put it down at the 37 of Arkadelphia, but still the Badgers, after 3 and out, good defensive work. Now they'll send the offense onto the field.
Yeah, really good start there for Arkadelphia. 2 tackles for loss, and then good pass coverage from Terry on 3rd down leads to a really good situation. I was impressed on that 3rd down play. Badgers shifted a defensive end to linebacker in pass coverage, so good job.
On 1st down, they'll throw the ball, and it's incomplete. Looked like it may have been intended for Braden Thomas, who's playing, Jack, for the first time tonight.
Yeah, good to see Braden Thomas come into this game. First time, like you said, Jeff, playing this season. Definitely a great asset to this Badgers team at running back and receiver, so look to see him get involved a lot tonight.
He played quarterback last year as a 9th grader. Has great speed playing receiver now. Here's a running play, and Hadley has nowhere to go. A loss of 1. It's 3rd down and 11 for Arkadelphia, and the 2 defenses looking strong right now.
Yeah, Arkadelphia tripped up there. Zion Hatley, line of scrimmage. He didn't play against Wynn, had an injury. Looks to have recovered now. You know, he was questionable against Wynn. I think Coach Eldridge wanted to hold him out for this game. Hopefully we can get in some open space and see if he's fully recovered and he has all his speed back.
Still a running back in the formation. 3 receivers to the right side. Turner will run the ball. He's up to the 40. He'll break it to the 45. They're going to drag him down, though, 2 yards short of a 1st down. And Goodman will probably come in to kick. I don't think they're going to go for it in the first quarter. 4th and 2 at their own 45-yard line. Arkadelphia will take a good long look at it. And right now, they are not sending Goodman in. Are they going to go for it? They're going to at least line up, I think.
I think they're going to line up right here and try to draw Nashville off sides at the very least.
Nashville defense really moving around. Now they'll send a man in motion. Will they snap it? It's 4th down and 2 for Arkadelphia. Braden Thomas in motion. Now they look to the sideline. They get the play. Turner acts like he's going to take it and go for it. They do go for it. Running play. Hitting the backfield as Hadley does not make the 1st down. And Nashville will have the ball at the Arkadelphia 41-yard line.
Yeah. That was a big stop there from Nashville, cutting in the line of scrimmage. And like I said, Arkadelphia's goal there was to draw them off sides, to send Buster Thomas in motion, giving the defense the illusion they're going to run a play. And they called a hard count. Nashville didn't jump. Then they called in that run play for Hatley. Couldn't even get to the line of scrimmage. So unfortunate there, and Nashville's defense comes out on top.
9 minutes, 28 seconds left. We are in the first quarter tonight. No score. Nashville with the ball for the 2nd time. Running play to the right side. Some yardage this time across the 35 to the 34-yard line. On the carry was Carmelius Morrison.
Yeah, Morrison there with a good run on 1st down for Nashville, being able to get to the outside, getting all the way to the sideline, getting what looks to be about 6 or 7 yards on the play, making it 2nd and short.
Nashville lines up, 2nd down. They need about 4. They're going to throw it into the flat. Some room to run. He'll cut up to the 20, to the 16-yard line, and now several Badgers on the tackle at the 16 after the catch coming out of the backfield by Keyshawn Stewart.
Actually, the 26-yard line there, so not that quite that far down the field, but a nice catch and run by Stewart there. Nashville's got 3 running backs. They come in and out of the game, and so a lot of depth at that position and a lot of rotation means some fresh legs.
At the 26 on The running play to the right side. Now cut up the middle, and there's some room to run. He'll break a tackle and go all the way. That is a touchdown for Nashville on a very good run through traffic by Stewart.
Yeah, good run there by Nashville. Stewart breaking it through the middle, finding a seam, breaking a couple tackles, and then he was gone, making it into the end zone. Nashville gets the first points of this game. Badgers going to have to come out here on this next series ready to get going. Don't want to get down like they have been in the past couple of games. Falling behind a couple scores, but rebound quickly.
Here's the extra point attempt. It was a low snap, but a good job by the holder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It is Nashville 7, Arkadelphia 0, 9:02 left in the first quarter. And we will be back with more action in 1 minute. And on the live stream, we will stay right here with you. You see the Arkadelphia sideline, and now you see some of our sponsors. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors once again as you see us scrolling through that list. Southern Bancorp, Taylor King Law, Mary and Martha, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold Batson, Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield with State Farm, Blake Bell, Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, Eddie Arnold of Johnston's, and Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. So Arkadelphia has fallen behind, and Jack, it's a key thing, as you said now, that Arkadelphia needs to bounce back. They played well defensively on the first series, a short field for Nashville, and they got a touchdown on their second series. Arkadelphia 0-3. They got to put that out of their mind and bounce back right here with the offense. So here's the kickoff. Arkadelphia will have the possession. It is a high kickoff to the corner and out of bounds. Looked like he tried to kick it to the sideline, but got a little too much foot into it, and it sailed out of bounds. That's to the advantage of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Arkadelphia's going to get some good field position here off of that out-of-bounds kick. And so the Badgers are going to have the offense out in the field. The offense kind of sputtered on the first drive, as did Nashville. So Nashville's second drive has some more confidence, got some ball movement. Maybe the Badgers can do the same here on their second drive of the game. Got the jitters out of playing Nashville, and now they realize this is just like any other game. They have to go out and perform.
Ball was placed at the 35-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia. The Badgers threw an incompletion, lost a yard on a running play, and then on a pass play, Turner scrambled for 9 yards. But on 4th and 2, they lost yardage on another running play and then gave up a touchdown. Here's Turner on first down. That's a good run. Cannon Turner for a first down. He's got 11 yards out to the 46.
Yeah, immediately saw some space there as he took the snap. Immediately ran up the middle. Only one player in his way able to get by him, being able to pick up a first down there. First one for the game for the Badgers.
Arkadelphia looking good on that Cannon Turner run. He's got two receivers to the left side. He's got a receiver to the right side, tight end in the game. Here's a throw to the left side and a run by Braden Thomas. And that's another first down all the way to the 40-yard line. Run out of bounds in Scrapper territory.
Yeah, really nice job by Thomas there on the screenplay, and that's something we could see a lot. Braden Thomas sliding into that slot role, and the Badgers historically like to use lots of screens from that slot receiver. That time, the Nashville players seemingly turning around and running backwards to cover the speed of Thomas.
41-yard line as it turns out. Here's a fake and a run, and a good run. They'll gain tackle eventually, but never take Turner to the ground as he's got a nice gain on first down. We'll wait for the spot. It's close to another first down as the Badgers are running, passing, blocking, doing everything well offensively right now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you want so far from these Badgers. Cannon Turner making a play there, just running up the middle once again, seeing a lot more space, almost picking up the first down, but once again, just keep pounding and getting closer to that end zone.
Second down, less than a yard. They'll hand it off, and here's Hatley. Hatley's got a little bit of room. Now a second effort, he's got a first down. Up to the 25-yard line, first down and 10, Arkadelphia.
Yeah, Hatley showing some power there, and he is not injured anymore. That was a good run from Zion, pounding his legs. He's got some more muscle on him this season, and he's proving it right there with a nice run.
And he bounced back to the formation. Now he's going to line up at wide receiver to the right side. Tight ends in the game, two receivers to the left side. In motion comes Thomas. They'll throw it to the left side. A hit immediately. Good play by the cornerback to prevent yardage that time. It's second down and long and a loss of a couple.
Yeah, that time didn't work out. The screenplay trying once again to fool the opposition, throwing it out to the flat to Thomas, this time not fooling the defense, proving for a loss on the play.
It was Brown that had come in motion, and the pass was to Braden Thomas. Thomas now lines up wide to the right side, and they'll run it with Turner again. He's hit low this time, will bounce forward, but it's a short gain. Just really back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a little bit more. It's going to be 3rd down and long, a big play coming.
Yeah, trying the read option there. We've seen that work so often between Hatley and Turner, 2 of the best runners in 4A. That time didn't work to perfection. One of the Nashville defensive linemen was able to just grab Turner by shoelaces and bring him down.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. They'll throw to the flat to Braden Thomas. He will break 1 tackle, but he's going to be knocked down short of the 20-yard line. It's going to be 4th down coming, and that was a shorter gain than they had hoped for. Thomas is a dangerous threat, but it looks like it's going to force a field goal attempt for Arkadelphia, as it will be 4th down from the 22-yard line. This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt by Goodman. He certainly will have the distance. He's got to get it through the uprights from the right hash mark, left-footed kicker. Here's the kick. Goodman gets it plenty far enough, and it is good. A 40-yard field goal by Gabe Goodman, and it is Nashville 7, Arkadelphia 3 with 6:23 left. We're in the first quarter. We'll be back with more in 60 seconds. And on the live stream, we are right back here with you. Once again, so pleased to bring you this action on the live stream, and our sponsors for live stream include Southern Bancorp, Taylor King Law, Mary and Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker, Arnold Batson, Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning, and Plyler, Roger Wingfield, State Farm, Blake Bell, Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens, and also Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. So pleased to be able to work with you for these broadcasts. Our first year to do live stream, our first time to do the live stream video away from Badger Stadium. We're feeling good about it so far. Feeling good about it so far from right here in Nashville. What a big game to bring to you. Arkadelphia has just put points on the board, but Nashville leads it 7-3. 6:23 left. We're in the first quarter. Gabe Goodman put it 9 yards deep in the end zone on the opening kickoff. We'll see what he does this time. It's going to be a high kick, a little bit shorter, returnable from the 3. It's dropped. It's picked up at the 5-yard line. Arkadelphia will try to hem him in, and they're successful at the 5.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate there from Stewart. The running back scored a touchdown in the last drive for Nashville. That time drops the kickoff. The wet ball doesn't affect Goodman. He's been kicking well all night, but that wet ball likely did affect Stewart as it picked up some rain on it as it flew through the air into his hands. Dropped to the ground, and a nice tackle by the Badgers coverage team, and Nashville has some pretty bad field position to start this game.
Yeah, he hit the ground at the 5, but forward progress, they're going to say, is the 7-yard line. So from the 7, 1st down and 10 for Nashville. And from the spread, they'll pass the ball across the middle. There's a good catch at the 20 to the 25, 28-yard line. Very nice pass from Moore, and a catch there for Nashville's Devon Ragland.
Yeah, Ragland, they're making a good catch on the run. Moore found him just right over the middle on a slant, being able to catch the ball and run for a lot longer, making this what we thought was bad field position now good some.
Yeah, he picked up 22 on the play. 1st down and 10 for Nashville. Still in the first quarter, Nashville leads it 7-3, and we're going to see a timeout as one of the players had trouble lining up. Other players for Nashville were trying to tell him where to line up, and finally they decided to call timeout. So we'll keep it right here during this break in the action. Jack, it looks like Arkadelphia came to play tonight, but there's no doubt Nashville did also. I think we're going to see a close, well-played game throughout, offensively, defensively. Both teams have talent. Both teams are playing well.
Yeah, I think both teams understand that this is a very important game, obviously being the first conference game. But both of these teams know that they're going to compete for this conference title with Robinson. So I know both teams are for sure trying to get out on the front foot, and Nashville has done that thus far.
Arkadelphia had its own huddle. Now the defense comes back onto the field. And Nashville having a long conversation on the sideline. Don't know if that's a bit of a pep talk after problems lining up or if something tricky might be coming Arkadelphia's way here on 1st down and 10 from the 29-yard line, its own 29-yard line. Here comes Nashville, lined up in the shotgun formation as usual. 5:58 left first quarter. Here is a short pass to Stewart, who will not make it back to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive work by Arkadelphia.
Yeah, Cole Turner with a really nice open field tackle on that play. And that's a negative 1 yard play for the Scrappers. So Cole Turner, a new starter this year, but a really nice tackle there in the first conference game.
Yeah, you tackle Stewart in the open field, and you've achieved something. Back to pass is Moore. He's going to look across the middle. There's a completion, but not getting away from Turner. Now stealing the ball is Arkadelphia. That's Terry. He took the ball, and he scored. Arkadelphia touchdown.
Cole Turner once again making the play there. Turner grabs the Nashville player, strips the ball out of his hands, and it flies right in the arms of KJ Terry, returns it for a touchdown, and the Badgers have the lead.
Arkadelphia makes a big defensive play, a touchdown on a turnover. And now the extra point attempt coming from Gabe Goodman. We're still in the first quarter. Arkadelphia has its first lead of the night. And now they're going to line up for an extra point. Gabe Goodman sets up for the kick. He made a field goal from 40 yards just a few moments ago. And now the extra point attempt is up, and it is on target. So Arkadelphia leads it. It's Arkadelphia 10, Nashville 7. And we'll be back with more Badger football in 1 minute. And right here on the live stream, we're going to tell you about our sponsors one more time and tell you that we are so pleased to bring you this action and pleased that as best we know, this live stream is just working beautifully because Chris Babb is a genius, I've discovered. He is making it happen. He doesn't want me to jinx him. We are having a bit of a mic issue with Jack, we have discovered, but Jack will find a way to fix it. So don't worry.
Right.
Don't worry. Taylor King Law, Marion Martha, Southern Bancorp, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker, Arnold Batson Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield, State Farm Insurance, Blake Bell, Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens, and also Twin Rivers Health and Rehab, our sponsors tonight, as always, for our live stream. Arkadelphia lines up for the kickoff, leading 10-7, 5:22 left. We're in the first quarter tonight. Here's Goodman's kick. It is very, very high, but returnable again from inside the 5. Stewart will take it running backwards. Now he'll turn, makes it to the 10, to the 15-yard line. He's going to be tackled at the 15-yard line. Good kick coverage, and it helps a lot, Jack, when Goodman makes a very high kickoff like that. First of all, you got to catch it with the rain falling down, and secondly, the Badgers have had time to get down the field and make the tackle.
Yeah, good play there from Goodman, being able to kick the ball super high. One of the great abilities of Gabe. Not having to. Obviously, we know he's great doing touchbacks, but that time making it so the Scrappers had bad field position.
So from their own 15-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Scrappers, and they want to run the ball in the backfield. Turner is back there. He will misdirect the runner, but he'll break a tackle and go to the 20, now down the sideline to the 30 and out of bounds. That's a good run because Arkadelphia defended it well, but getting around the defense was Morrison. He's got very good speed.
Yeah, Morrison got some good playing time last year as a sophomore. Now he's coming back, the experienced back in the backfield, and he's a scat back. Nashville usually has a scat back and a power back, and Morrison is that one this year, getting around the edge and cutting upfield. A nice cut, nice speed for Morrison in the 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll run right at the Badgers, 3, 4, maybe 5 yards, right up the middle. Tackle by Haney. A couple of other Badgers in on the tackle. And that was one of the rare times they've gone right at Arkadelphia instead of taking the attack either downfield on a pass or around the end on a run. Now on 2nd and 5, they're going to pass it to the flat. The pass is complete. The runner will break one tackle. He'll make good yardage. I don't know if he has a 1st down, though. It's going to be very close. Let's see where the spot is. We think it might be a little bit short. They haven't spotted it yet. Now they're going to spot it at the 42-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 1 for Nashville at its own 42. Snap count. They're going to run it right at Arkadelphia, and that's a first down. Good run by Stewart. He didn't get a lot, but Caleb, he got a first down out to the 45.
Yeah, he didn't get a lot, but he got just enough to get into the secondary. I think it was Carlos Haney making the tackle on that play. So Haney coming up close to the line of scrimmage, read it well, and made the tackle to keep it from being a long gain, but it was just enough to get past the linebackers and pick up that first down.
Back of the football is actually touching the 44-yard line, but it's first down and 10. He wants to pass. He wants to throw long. He'll fire it down the middle. It is incomplete. Well defended by Arkadelphia.
Yeah, good pass break up there by this Badgers secondary. Moore had a player in the middle of the field about 20 yards downfield, but was not able to connect with the receiver as he was hit immediately as he caught the ball. Definitely a break there for the Badgers, but now making it second and long. Badgers need to be able to stop him here if they want to keep themselves in this game.
We're going to say the 44-yard line because now the front of the football is touching the 44. So on second down and 10 from the 44, here comes Nashville. Now long snap count. They're not in a hurry this time. Back to pass, though. He wants to throw long again. He'll fire it down the right sideline. He's got a man back there, but it's well defended by Terry, who broke it up just in time.
Wow, that was not a good pass from Moore on that play, and it was really nice coverage from Terry. So combination of the two. Moore on that play really underthrew his receiver because the receiver had beat the coverage. He was wide open on the sideline and really underthrew him. The receiver had to stop and wait for the ball, and Terry took advantage by running right into him. Ball hit Terry's helmet and ran out of bounds. So good play by Terry, and incomplete pass, third down for the Scrappers.
Third down and 10 from their own 44 for the Scrappers. Moore is the quarterback in the shotgun. He's going to face some pressure. He wants to pass. Now he's going to scramble. He'll throw short. That's a complete pass to the 45 to the 50. Fumbled. Arkadelphia cannot get it before it rolls out of bounds, but it is fourth down coming.
Yeah, break there for the Scrappers as Cole Turner is able to force a fumble there for the Scrappers. Ball comes out but rolls just out of bounds. Badgers not able to fall on that ball, keeping the ball in Nashville's possession, and it looks like they're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Four down territory on the Arkadelphia side of midfield, but it is fourth down and about 1.5, really. About 1.5 they need. Ball is at the Arkadelphia 47-yard line. They need a little bit more than a yard. It is a wildcat formation running right up the middle and gaining the first down is Stewart. They're going to bring him down at the Arkadelphia 44. They might give him the 43-yard line. Went to the wildcat, Caleb, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked there for Stewart. Once again, it was Haney making a tackle on the power run. So Haney made one earlier, makes another one. I think they might be blitzing the safety here. So Haney making a tackle, but it wasn't enough. Pick up to the fourth down. It's a big conversion for Nashville.
First down from the 43, and they fumble it in the backfield, but the running back will fall on it, lost to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, another break there for the Scrappers, fumbling the ball once again, but the running back is able to fall on the ball, keeping the ball in Nashville's possession once again. But the Badgers are doing a good job for the most part in keeping the Scrappers at bay. Just got to take advantage of the mistakes that the Scrappers are making.
We're still in the first quarter tonight, 3:10 left, clock running, Arkadelphia 10, Nashville 7. And a running play, breaking it to the outside, and a good run. Now he's got yardage to the 30, to the 20, to the 10-yard line. He will dive into the end zone, but we do see a flag at the line of scrimmage, so let's see what it's going to be. The Arkadelphia fans know what they think it is, and it is going to be, well, the signal was to the opposite side of the field, but I think it's coming back, guys.
Yeah, the Nashville players are walking back towards the line of scrimmage, so we've got a bad holding call there, and unfortunate for Morrison. He really showed off some speed on that play. A really nice run from him, but he might have he probably got that hold based on a hold to gain the edge from the offensive lineman. So
I think so too. He was able to turn and get around the right end of the offense to the opposite side of the field from our perspective, and it was wide open on that side. So apparently the official saw holding that created that big opening on that side, and so they're going to call it back. They're going to move it back to the Nashville 45-yard line, and the Scrappers will line up with second down and 20. Second down, I should say 22. Second and 22 after the loss on first down. On second and 22, they're going to pass again. Another long pass from Moore. He's looking straight down the middle of the field. He overthrows his receiver by just a hair. almost got it there, but it was incomplete, trying to get the ball to his split end, Caden Irwin.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Nashville, their receivers are running really nice routes, and they have some nice schemes on offense. You know, their coach V, that's what I'm going to call him. I can't pronounce his last name, but he is doing a really nice job as offensive coordinator, passing coordinator. Quarterback just can't make those throws.
Third down and very long. Arkadelphia puts pressure on. He throws short. It is incomplete. Did he catch it? Intercepted by Harrison. Diving interception at the 48-yard line of Arkadelphia.
Yeah, and we hear these Badger fans loud and proud as they get another takeaway. Definitely huge in this game. As we knew coming into this game that these takeaways was going to be huge, and the Badgers have definitely been on the positive end of that tonight thus far, and we saw it again just there as the Badgers offense comes out on the field once again.
Offense is out now. They would like to put the ball in the end zone. The defense has scored for Arkadelphia tonight, and Arkadelphia's offense has driven for a field goal. They'd love to see this offense get in the end zone and stretch the lead out a little bit. On first down, a running play. Cannon Turner's in the open to the 40, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, and he will be hit at the 10 and drag defenders to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, what a great run there by Cannon Turner, faking the option run, faking the pitch and just running it for himself, seeing nothing but green grass out there, making it all the way down inside the 5-yard line. What a smart play from the third-year starting junior running back, Cannon Turner.
Arkadelphia with a great opportunity now. The ball at the 4-yard line on the right hash mark. First down and goal for Arkadelphia. Cannon Turner is the quarterback. He will take the snap. He hands it to Hatley. Hatley takes one tackler on and falls before he gets to the end zone, but that's a good gain on first down. It's second down and goal now from between the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, another good run there by Zion Hatley, trying to bounce to the outside and get into that end zone, but just a little bit short there. Like you said, Jeff, looks to be on the 2-yard line. The Badgers knocking on the door once again to try and put another score on the board.
They are going to spot the ball at the 2, so second and goal from the 2. They got 2 yards on first down. Hatley again. No, it's Turner. Good fake handoff, and Turner walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Yeah, that option run, once again, the read option between Cannon Turner and Zion Hatley works to perfection, and that's 2 big option plays for the Badgers on this drive. The first one, the big run down inside the 5-yard line. The second one for a touchdown there. When you have 2 threats such as Hatley and Turner, it's really hard to stop an offense.
They handed it to Turner on first down, faked it to him on second down. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. Arkadelphia with an offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and a field goal, and the Badgers lead at 17-7 over Nashville with 1:41 left. We're still in the first quarter, and we'll be back in 1 minute. Glad to take that break for KDEL FM 100.9 in Arkadelphia, and we're right back here with the live stream. Okay, we've just changed the setting on the live stream, so if you're struggling a bit with your live stream reception, you can get out of it and come back to it, and you should be okay. One setting has been changed to try to make sure that we're okay. We can't do anything exactly about the umbrellas that will pop up every now and then. I hope that didn't block your touchdown view, but it certainly is because we had to put the camera here on the visitor side down in the stands, and there are a lot of umbrellas up right now because it's rained throughout this game. Arkadelphia will kick off momentarily. It's not a heavy rain, but it does continue to fall. It has not bothered Gabe Goodman, though, on kickoffs because Jack Gabe has kicked off into the end zone every time.
Yeah, Gabe has done a great job thus far. We saw the first kick go 9 yards into the back of the end zone, something that we always expect from him. And then the other 2 kicking the ball all the way down to the 1 or 2 yard line, forcing these Nashville returners to bring it out. And making it much more difficult for these scrappers to get good field position.
Yeah, I should say near the end zone, not in the end zone, because when it's in the end zone, you cannot return it. This is another high kick, and it will bounce at the 1 and go through the back of the end zone. So this time, Stewart just decided not to try it.
Yeah, Stewart said that if that ball has the potential to bounce in the end zone, I'm going to let it. He does not want to get tackled inside his zone 20 once again. So now Nashville starting at the 20-yard line. That's going to be their best starting field possession in 3 drives. So Stewart making the smart decision there not to return it. This Badgers kickoff team has been playing superbly tonight.
Change at quarterback for Nashville. Now, Moore has done a good job, but Arkadelphia has defended the pass well, and so Tristan Jamison will check in as the quarterback. He's a senior, very athletic young man, and he will hand off a running play. Going to have some yardage across the 20 to the 23-yard line, maybe the 24. Good work by the left side of the defense for Arkadelphia.
Yeah, that time the Badgers were able to sniff out that run, and the running back for Nashville was still able to pick up a couple yards on that play. Definitely something that I think they're going to continue to resort to, getting these power runs, getting a couple yards on each down is definitely, I think, a win for this Nashville offense.
Tristan Jamison at quarterback for the first time tonight. On 2nd down and 7, he wants to throw. He'll fire the ball to the sideline. He's got a completion. He's got a big arm. Got it out to the 38-yard line. Now knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. That's a first down for Nashville. They'll spot it right at the 40.
Yeah, that was a nice throw there from Jamison, getting all the way down to the 40. So it was a really nice throw there. We haven't seen too many good throws in this game, a lot of open receivers, but Nashville's just been unable to hit him. That time, the new quarterback finds his receiver for a nice game.
He will hand off to the right side, goes Stewart, but Arkadelphia will defend it well again. He couldn't turn the corner that time, a gain of only a couple. It is 2nd down, 8 yards to go, about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, really nice hit there by the Badgers defensive line, making a stop for a short gain. And this Badgers front 7 has done a really nice job against the run in this game. You know, besides that one long touchdown run, the rest of the game has been really solid from the defensive line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Jamison wants to pass. He will fire the ball, and it is complete. That was well thrown because Terry had great coverage, but now a run after the catch inside the 30. He'll be knocked out of bounds near the 25-yard line. Terry, I think, thought he was going to have an interception, but it was well thrown.
Yeah, really nice throw there from Jamison. I'm impressed. I'm not sure why he hasn't started the game. Moore coming out there, missed a few receivers, made a few bad throws, threw an interception. Jamison comes out here, 2 really nice throws, finding his target, and Nashville is able to move the football.
So Nashville has a first down at the Arkadelphia 25. Here is a running play, and it's again going to get short yardage, but oh my, that's a good second effort for a pickup of about 4 on the carry by Stewart. So some new life now, new energy for the offense for Nashville.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that, Jeff. These Nashville running backs look like they have a new resurgence of life, like you just said, not really giving up whatsoever, even having several Arkadelphia defenders come right at them.
That is the end of the first quarter, and Arkadelphia leads at 17-7 here in Nashville. We'll take a break, and Badger football will continue in 2 minutes. You're in tune to the live stream right here, where we're excited to bring you this action. Arkadelphia and Nashville also bringing the action, of course, on KDEL FM 100.9 in Arkadelphia. But we're glad to be able to bring you the video as well as the audio, and we are working through the conditions here as we're getting some constant rain. It seems to have let up a little bit, but the umbrellas are still out on the visitor side and on the home side. May have cut down on the crowd a little bit, though, because I don't see quite as many people here on the home side as I might have expected, Caleb. Perhaps they have decided to stay home and watch our video.
Yeah, usually the Nashville stands are packed full, and Nashville has probably the biggest stands of any team in 4A, but their stands are usually full. Today it's just a nice little sprinkling of Nashville fans on the home sideline, a nice crowd on the visitor sideline considering the conditions, but a good number of Badgers made the trip down and decided they'd brave the rain to watch this game.
Sprinkling is the right way to say it. Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 7 here in the rain. About to start the second quarter. Nashville lines up with a scoring opportunity at 2nd down, 5 yards to go. And they are moving into Arkadelphia territory near the red zone. Here's a pass that's incomplete. Well defended by Arkadelphia, and he just missed his receiver, throwing it to the left flat.
Yeah, Cole Turner almost getting his hands on that ball. It looked like Moore had to kind of sidearm that ball to his receiver on the left side, but that time it did fall incomplete, resulting in 3rd down now.
Shotgun formation as usual, same offense, just a different quarterback as Jamison will line up with Morrison to his right. And on 3rd down, he will throw a short little pass to the flat, and defending it well is Arkadelphia. They're going to knock him down at the 20, and 4th down is coming.
Yeah, another pass complete to the left side, that time not getting much at all. Although it was completed, the Badgers were able to wrap up the tackle there, forcing a 4th down. And it looks like these Scrappers are going to go for it once again.
4th down, 4 yards to go from the 20-yard line of Arkadelphia. No field goal attempt. They're going to go for it. Snap count. Now they'll look to the sideline. Here's the call. Tristan Jamison walks up to the line of scrimmage, talks to his offensive lineman. Now back in the formation. He wants to pass it. He'll fire it across the middle. He missed his receiver. He just missed his receiver across the middle as he tried to get it to a split end coming across Cason Drummond.
Yeah, Jamison's made some good throws on that drive, but the last one, he needed to make that sling route, just couldn't get it. Threw it over the head of his receiver, and Badgers get the ball back on the 20-yard line now. It's almost as if there was a touchback on a punt or something, and now Arkadelphia has the ball, and this offense is ready to move and possibly put up a 17-point lead in the second quarter. So that would be huge for this Badger offense to get a touchdown right here.
A bend but not break defense that time for Arkadelphia, and the Badgers have the ball in a 10-point lead. As Caleb said, quite an opportunity for this offense, even though they're 80 yards away. Here's a running play, and it's going to gain only one as that line and linebackers for Nashville really stiffened up quickly on that play.
Yeah, this defensive line for Nashville has done a really good job tonight of snuffing out that power run for the Badgers. That time wrapping up Zion Hatley again, only allowing him 1 yard there on that first down play.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Arkadelphia will send two receivers. That's going to be Javante Brown and Buster Thomas to the left side, and they're going to throw the ball. Screen pass, tipped up high and incomplete, almost intercepted as it was defended well. Trying to get the ball to Thomas. A little screen, a little bubble screen across the middle, but they couldn't get it over the defensive line, and it's incomplete. It looked like Javante Brown was the intended receiver as they sent Thomas deep as a decoy. It's going to bring up third down and 9 yards to go. Ball at the 21-yard line. On third down and 9, still plenty of time left in the second quarter. 10:39, clock running. Clock stopped, I should say, at 10:39. Arkadelphia will take some time to look to the sideline and get the play. They would be punting against a bit of wind if they have to punt here. Back to pass. Turner wants to throw, but he's in trouble. He is under pressure. He'll throw it out of bounds, and a flag goes down. I think that might be a hold, but they might decline it and force a punt on fourth down after the incompletion.
Yeah, not great pass blocking there from the Badgers. Nashville knew it was a pass situation, and their defensive line was ready to pass rush, getting some pressure on Turner, forcing that penalty flag to be thrown, and forcing an incomplete pass ultimately. So good defensive stop here from the Scrappers, and now the Badgers are going to have to give the ball back to a Nashville offense that suddenly found its mojo in the last drive.
It was holding, it was declined, and Gabe Goodman comes on to punt the ball. Deep to receive for Nashville is Jordan White. He's one of those young, very talented players, but I don't know if he knows how far Mr. Goodman can punt the ball because his coaches are now backing him up to the 40-yard line. Gabe Goodman set to receive the snap. He gets it. Here's the kick. It is high. It is deep. It is a beautiful kick. It's going to be returned. Now he'll fall down as he traps the ball at the 31-yard line. That was almost a turnover. What a kick that was from Goodman.
Yeah, I think Jordan White was a little shocked at that kick there. Not only did it go, it looked like a million miles in the air, but fell with a lot of force, and White was not able to catch that ball, only being able to fall on the ball. Thankfully, the ball not getting away from him. Nashville was able to keep possession there.
You know, it's a light rain, but it's a rain nonetheless. The field is wet, and it has not had any adverse effect on Gabe Goodman at all in his kickoffs, in his 40-yard field goal, or in his punting. Beautiful job, and it's first down now for Nashville. They're going to run the ball to the right side, kind of get back to the middle, and picking up only a yard or two is their running back Morrison.
Yeah, nice run there from Morrison, but not a big gain. Not a big gain there from the Scrappers, and now they're going to have to pick up some yards here on second down to get themselves back in a manageable third down situation.
Ball's still at the 31-yard line, so it's second down and 10. Back to pass is Jamison. He's under some pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Good job by the Badgers. He will lose a few yards. It's going to be third down and long.
Yeah, Jamison tried to avoid that stepping up in the pocket, but Kai Harrison was able to get a hand on him, bring him down, forcing a sack on the play, making it third and long once again for these Scrappers. This Badger defense, this drive especially, has done an outstanding job at containing these Scrappers and not letting them get any first downs.
Jamison's got quite an arm, and we think he's going to chunk it right here on third down and 13. Arkadelphia drops back into coverage. Tristan will fire it across the middle. It's incomplete.
Yeah, these Nashville receivers are really having trouble catching the football. That's the third or fourth time in this game that the ball has just hit the Nashville receiver in the chest and bounced to the ground. So if these Nashville receivers had a little bit better hands, this could be a completely different ball game right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a wet football, and it's coming about 100 miles an hour. Went right through his hands and hit his shoulder pads. So incomplete. Punting situation for Nashville. 4th down and 13. The Scrappers have a high snap, but they'll get the kick away. It's a line drive shot. Arkadelphia will not try to return it, and it will take a Nashville bounce inside the 30-yard line to the 29-yard line. But good work by the defense once again. 9:09 left. We're in the second quarter, and Arkadelphia leads it 17-7.
Yeah, good idea there from the punter of Nashville, electing not to kick it to Carlos Sandy. Probably a good decision on their part. Like you said, Jeff, getting a Nashville roll. The Badgers are going to start here at their own 29. Now, as this second quarter, now 9 minutes left, just about. Badgers looking to get another score on the board, up by 10, looking to be up by 17 after this. Would be a great boost for this offense here to close out this first half.
From the 29-yard line, Arkadelphia will line up this time with 2 backs in the backfield. Thomas will line up to the right side, Hatley to the left side. The quarterback, of course, is Cannon Turner. He wants to pass under a lot of pressure. Screen pass to Hatley. Hatley will break one tackle but cannot break the next one. And he'll be down across the 30-yard line for a short gain. That was well defended by the linebackers, but it was set up well by Arkadelphia. Just couldn't quite escape. And so from the 31-yard line, let's see, did we have a flag on the far side? We did have a flag. Let's see what this flag is going to be. Arkadelphia gained just a couple of yards on the play.
Yeah, Jeff, on that, Alec Rubel came in motion from the right side, and he went forward just a little bit too early before the snap, and so illegal motion called against the Badgers.
Thank you, Chris Babb. Interpreting the officials' calls as we are on the visitor side and reading the signals backwards, I guess that means, right? But he understood it, so it is a penalty against Arkadelphia. They'll get first down over again. That's the good news. Ball at the 24-yard line now, and Arkadelphia will look to the sideline and get the play. Javante Brown and Buster Thomas to the left side. One receiver wide to the right side, and that is Hatley. In motion comes Thomas, and they are going to fake it to him, and up the middle goes Turner. Oh, a shoestring tackle, but a good run, and that got the penalty yardage back and a little bit more. Second down coming.
Yeah, good idea from Cannon Turner there, electing not to hand the ball off, but running up the middle, finding a little bit of room, picking up a couple yards on that play. Like you said, Jeff, getting that yardage back that they lost on that penalty there on first down.
To the 32-yard line, it is second down and between 7 and 8 yards to go for Arkadelphia. 8:14 left, clock running.
They're coming.
And they're going to pass it across the middle, incomplete. Tried to get it to Whitten, but Turner had to throw it quick that time as the pressure got there in a big hurry.
Yeah, good read there from Turner. He saw the pressure coming, and he knew that route across the middle would be open. The linebackers vacating their space, and Whitten will be able to get on the inside of his defensive back. Turner just threw it a bit over Witten's head, so incomplete pass. But even despite that inaccuracy, it was a good read and a good decision by Turner to throw the football there. A third and long situation, another read like that, and more accurate throw, we get a first down.
8:08 left, second quarter. Arkadelphia 17 and Nashville 7. And it looks like we're going to have a break in the action. Now they're going to line up again. Nashville will move around, and now we've got a timeout. Timeout called by Arkadelphia. They want to talk about it, think about this very important third down play coming. We'll keep it right here because, fellas, it looks to me like Arkadelphia's got a really important play coming. If they can keep the possession, Arkadelphia is going to have the opportunity to run some clock and perhaps get another score. Of course, you want the score, but it also helps to run some clock here in the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely something the Badgers are going to be looking for here. Not really wanting the Scrappers to get any more points on the board in this first half. A manageable lead for the Badgers, up by 10 midway through the second quarter. And like you said, Jeff, they want to be able to run some clock. They want to be able to have a quality drive down the field. Very crucial third down play this is going to be. Badgers, like we talked about, they want to get a good lead out to end this first half so that they can have some confidence and a little comfort here to start the second half.
Once again, 8:08 left in the second quarter. Arkadelphia has the football, but the Badgers face a third down and 8 yards to go at their own 32-yard line. Between 7 and 8 to go for a first down. Turner is the quarterback. He's got a running back to his left and one to his right. That's going to be Hatley and Thomas. They want to throw it out of the backfield. He gets it to Thomas, just overthrows Thomas, running a deep pattern. The nice wheel route there, just overthrew it a bit at midfield.
Yeah, nice route there from Thomas. And Turner almost had a big play. That almost would have been a sure touchdown. Thomas is really dangerous receiver, and the Badgers really missed him in the first few weeks. They were really lacking in targets at the receiver position. And Tadamy was filling in there. He was getting tired, though, and it's really nice to have Thomas back and have Thomas as a deep threat from wide receiver.
Here's Goodman with the punt. It's away. It'll be allowed to bounce this time. It'll bounce at the 35. It'll go near the 30 to the 27, 26-yard line. Not returnable. Nice roll. Good job by Goodman once again. And Nashville will have the ball back, but Arkadelphia is taking care of field position.
Yeah, it was a good punt there from Gabe Goodman. And even though, like you said, even though they're giving Nashville back the ball with 7 minutes, 52 seconds left in the second quarter, they don't have great field position. Nashville has been able to pick up some yards, but Arkadelphia's defense has kind of been, like you said earlier, a bend but not break kind of performance here. Really buckling down as Nashville gets close to the end zone.
Tristan Jamison once again is the quarterback for Nashville. He's back to pass. He wants to throw deep, and he'll fire it long again, and he has overthrown his intended receiver. Boy, he could throw the ball a long way, but he overthrew his receiver by about 5 yards. They've thrown deep a lot, but Arkadelphia has either been there or they've overthrown it in every case.
You mentioned 3 quarterbacks at the beginning of the game. Tristan Jamison grew up in Nashville. Then he moved to Texas last year, just moved back. He got hurt, played in DeKalb, Texas, got hurt last year and didn't play. Moved back, and he was a pitcher on the Nashville State Championship baseball team, and they expected him to play Summit quarterback this year, and we've seen his arm.
He does have a great arm. Really good baseball player, as you said. Here's a running play, but well defended by Arkadelphia. It's going to bring up third down and about 8.
Yeah, good stop there by the Badgers once again, not allowing much run room at all as Nashville tries to get to the left side. Not a whole lot of room, snuffed out once again, forcing another third and long. Badgers are going to look to try and get this ball back, still with over 7 minutes left in this ball game.
Passing situation for Jamison. He came in throwing strikes. He's had a few high and outside here lately. On third and long, he's scrambling. He's moving to his right. Now he's in trouble again. Arkadelphia trying to defend him. He'll throw to the sideline. It is, I believe, complete, but it doesn't matter. It's short of the first down by about 5 yards.
Yeah, really nice pressure there by the Badgers defensive line. It was Jason Campbell back there chasing Jamison around the backfield, and then KJ Terry's the defensive back slapping the ball to the ground. And now it's 4th and long. Nashville definitely in a punting situation right here.
He did separate the receiver from the ball, couldn't catch it and stay in bounds. So it's 4th down, punting situation. Arkadelphia gets a chance to field a punt. 7:07 left. We're in the second quarter tonight. Arkadelphia leads it by 10, and the Badgers about to get the ball back. They bounced it to the punter, but he gets the punt away anyway. My goodness. It'll bounce at the 45 to the 40. It'll roll all the way to the 33-yard line. Almost a disaster for Nashville, but they avoided that, and with the good roll, they'll put Arkadelphia back at its own 33.
Yeah, that time Nashville was avoiding disaster on that 4th down punt attempt. The ball just kind of rolled to the punter. He was able to pick it up and get it off right before a Badger defender was able to block it. Ball gets another nice Nashville bounce once again. Badgers looking to start at their own 33, but still just under 7 minutes left in this first half. So Badgers once again get another shot to put some more points on the board.
Offense huddled up on the sideline. Now they'll walk out together to line up for first down and 10. Just under 7 minutes left in the first half. Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 7. Badgers with the football. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line. In motion comes Hatley. They're going to fake the handoff. Turner will keep it, but the Scrappers had converged on him by that point. He'll lose yardage back to the 30.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of miscommunication there on the motion. The pass seemed like it maybe was snapped a little bit early. Turner seemed like he was sitting there holding the ball out for Hatley for ages before he finally was able to fake the handoff. That gave plenty of time for the Nashville defensive line to converge and make that tackle in the backfield.
At the 31-yard line, they gave him forward progress to the 31, so it is second down, 12 yards to go. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. They'll get the play call, and they'll set it up. Hatley is the running back, but he's going to line up at receiver on this play along with Rubel on the right side, Brown and Thomas on the left side. Thomas comes in motion. Lots of pressure. He'll throw it deep down the middle, though, and he'll miss his receiver as he tried to get it to Witten, looking for a wide-open receiver, but it was covered well by the safety back there, Jamari Gilliam.
Yeah, Witten and Rubel both running vertical routes there, seem to get over the top of the safeties, but maybe Cannon Turner slightly overestimated the speed of his receivers, throwing it about 5 yards in front of them. So not a great pass there, and we have another 3rd and long situation for the Badgers.
It is third down, 12 yards to go. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline for the play. Not in a hurry right now. They just need to convert on this third down and keep the possession. They'll split one receiver. That's Rubel out to the right side. They're going to roll to the right. Turner wants to run, but he will just get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Punting situation. But Goodman has been a weapon tonight for Arkadelphia. He's got a 40-yard field goal. He's kicked off beautifully, and he has punted extremely well also. He'll go back out onto the field.
Yeah, that time the option play did not work out for the Badgers. Both Turner and Hatley were covered up on that play, forcing a tackle from Nashville behind the line of scrimmage, now making it a long 4th down, and Goodman's going to come on to hopefully bring out another good punt.
Deep to receive is Jordan White. Goodman waits for the snap. Long snap count. Now he gets the snap, and he will punt, and it's very high, and it will bounce at the 42, taking Arkadelphia bounce inside the 30, inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Another good job by Gabe Goodman.
Yeah, really, really nice punt there from Goodman, once again flipping the field position, and now Nashville is at a disadvantage, starting their own 23. The Badgers' defense has performed well here in the second quarter, and I wouldn't expect anything less than the same here on this upcoming possession.
You may not be able to see it on camera. I doubt you can hear it on the radio, but it has been raining throughout the game. It's just a light mist, but enough rain that the umbrellas have been out for the entire contest on both the home and the visitor side. First down and 10 for Nashville, and they're going to run the ball. Here's a run to the near side. They're running the Wildcat formation. That's Stewart, and he's got a nice gain. Well, they're trying something different, and it worked for good yardage that time behind Stewart.
Yeah, the pass play has not really worked on these past couple of drives for the Scrappers, so this time Stewart decides to put the team on his back, taking himself in the Wildcat formation, like you said, Jeff, running to the right side, getting a lot of room. This offensive line for Nashville doing a good job on that play.
That was a gain of 8 to the 32-yard line, and on second down, they're going to run it again with Stewart. He won't get much, but he's very close to a first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. He just needed 2, and it looked to me like he probably got that. They will not have to measure. It's a first down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and the Scrappers, I think, just trying to do the same thing as the Badgers were a minute ago, trying to burn some clock there and doing it there so and picking up a first down.
Still in the Wildcat formation. Third quarterback of the game. Running quarterback this time in the Wildcat is Stewart, and he's got positive yardage again. Running behind his right guard and right tackle. He's going to be out to the 37. They might give him the 38-yard line. And this is working so far. Stewart in the backfield with Morrison. That's 2 good runners.
Yeah, this is a different formation from Nashville. Their pass game has not been up to par, so now the running backs are taking over. Some good runs so far.
And here's a run to the left side. Stewart will drag a defender, but it's a tackle, creating a third down. But it's going to be third down, and they'll only need a couple. They're going to spot the ball at the 42-yard line.
This third and short is where the Wildcat formation is perfect. All it needs is a few yards. They've been picking up an average of about 4 on the last few plays in this formation. Badgers need to stop.
Third down and 2, right up the middle goes Morrison. He's hard to stop. Now, the forward progress here is just going to put him right at the 44, but that's where the marker is. So I don't know that they'll have to measure, as they're going to spot the ball right on the 34-yard line. Let's see. Do they want to measure, or is this a first down? They are taking a good long look at it. And And now it looks like they're going to measure. I think they're going to measure. The ball is right on the 34, but so is the marker, and they've got to bring it to the far hash mark from this near sideline where we are. So it's going to be just an inch or two either way. Arkadelphia did a nice job defensively that time, but he still fell forward and might have had the first down. They're going to stretch it out, and let's see what happens. It is a first down. Just by the nose of the football, a first down for Nashville. They've made 2 first downs out of the Wildcat, running the ball mostly behind Stewart. I don't think he's handed off yet, guys. Stewart looking good, running the ball from his quarterback position in the Wildcat. Now they'll put Jamison back in. Jamison is back in as the ball nears midfield. We'll go back to the passing game, I would suppose. He will throw it. He'll fire the ball into the flat. It is caught. Defended well by Arkadelphia. Good tackle by Harrison. There's no gain on the play.
Yeah, no room whatsoever there for the Nashville receiver. Jamison hitting it out to the right side. And Kai Harrison was able to snuff that play out just fine, not allowing but maybe a yard on that play. Now making it 2nd and 9, and the clock continues to run here now just getting under 3 minutes.
Jack is correct. They are going to say his forward progress gave him 1 yard, so it's 2nd down and 9 yards to go from the 45-yard line. Here is a running play around the left side. There is some room over there. It's to the 50, to the 45. He'll cut back to the middle of the field and make yardage all the way to the Arkadelphia 37-yard line, and a flag goes down near the Arkadelphia sideline. What might we see here? Perhaps a sideline warning. Let's hope it's not anything more severe than that. Arkadelphia fans wanted to see holding. That's not the call. It's going to be a sideline warning against Arkadelphia. Folks got a little excited, got a little too close to the playing field. It's just a warning, though. They won't add yardage on. So from the 36 of Arkadelphia, it's 1st down and 10 Nashville. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left before halftime. The Badgers have 17 tonight, Nashville 7, but the Scrappers are driving. Tristan Jamison at quarterback will hand it off. Here's a run to the left side and a good run, but tackle made by Ricky Rogers and about 3 other Badgers for a short gain. That's a good run by yet another running back. He has checked in with a lot of excitement. That's Jacoby Jefferson. Mr. Jefferson is a junior running back and one of a good stable of running backs for Nashville.
Yeah, nice gain there from Jefferson, and Nashville's been driving the ball well on the ground this possession, but they're running a lot of clock. They might have to gain some more yards here if they want to get in the end zone before the half runs out.
Here's Jefferson to the right side. Good tackle, though, by Harrison. And the Badgers have stopped him with no gain, so it's going to be 3rd down coming. 3rd down, 5 yards to go now as they mark it. 3rd down and 5.
On these 3rd down situations, Nashville seem to get just enough. We're coming up right up to the 1st down marker and pick up that 1st down. The Badgers just need to put a little bit more effort here and pick up that stop.
Stewart in the Wildcat will fake the handoff. He'll run the ball, but Arkadelphia is right there, well defended, and the Badgers knock him down with a short gain. 4th down coming. Good work by defensive end Jason Campbell.
Yeah, Jason Campbell once again with a really nice tackle there. I think he was joined by Cole Turner. So Cole Turner has been having a whale of a game today. 2 forced fumbles already, a couple of big hits. 4th down here is a huge play for Arkadelphia.
On 4th down, 5 yards to go. Arkadelphia lines up defensively. Nashville looks to the sideline. They're not interested in a long field goal. They're going to try for a 1st down on 4th and 5 from the Arkadelphia 31-yard line. Back to pass. He'll fire it across the middle. That's complete. 1st down to the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. Nice pump fake to the sideline and then pass across the middle. It was received. And an extra yard or 2 made by Basilier.
Yeah, that time it looked like Nashville was just going to try and draw the Badgers offside, but actually ran a play, finding a receiver over the middle, getting a 1st down, and now in the red zone the Scrappers are.
At the 16 on 1st down, they're going to hand off. Here is Stewart. Stewart is hit by 4 Badgers. He'll make about 2, maybe 3 yards.
He fell backwards.
And that'll do it. So it's a short gain. They're going to spot it at the 13, so we'll say a gain of 3. And timeout has been called by Nashville. So we're going to take a break. Only 33 seconds remain in the 2nd quarter. It's Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 7, and we'll be back in 1 minute. And if you're watching the live stream or listening to us, you are right here with us as we bring you up to date. And once again, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors: Southern Bank Corps, Taylor King Law, Marion Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold, Batson, Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield of State Farm, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens, and also Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. Arkadelphia playing some strong defense all through the game so far, leading by 10. You hold Nashville to 7 points in a half of play, and you've done something. They're going to have to fight to keep it that way because Nashville has a second down coming, and the Scrappers have 33 seconds to try to get the ball into the end zone from the 13-yard line of Arkadelphia. Second down and 7. To the line of scrimmage comes Tristan Jamison, who did not start the game at quarterback but has played well since coming in late in the first quarter. Here is a keeper, Jamison, with a keeper inside the 5-yard line to the 4-yard line, and that will stop the clock to move the chains because he has a first down, stops the clock with 27 seconds left. There's a surprise. The passing quarterback kept it, had some good yardage. He's a big guy. Got yardage after contact. Now they're going to run the ball, run inside. Arkadelphia fighting, and Stewart did not make it to the end zone. He is stopped at the 1-yard line, maybe inside the 1-yard line, and Nashville has called timeout with 14 seconds left in the first half. Fellas, we'll keep it right here just simply to say that it's going to be a tall order now to keep these good running backs from Nashville out of the end zone because they're well inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, but there's no timeouts left for the Scrappers, I don't believe. And so that they might have 2 more plays. So two goal line stands here from the Badgers, and they can do it. But the Arkadelphia has a very good defensive line. They have some big bodies they can put up there at defensive tackle. Some really nice defensive ends, and Ricky Rogers and Jason Campbell. And then three of the best middle linebackers, around. Josh Wallace, Kai Harrison, and Cole Turner. Turner coming up big in this game. We already knew about Wallace. We already knew about Kai Harrison, but Cole Turner's having a really, really nice game today. So Arkadelphia has the front 7 to make a stop here. We'll just have to see if they can come through and out-muscle this Nashville offensive line.
We'll see if Nashville will line up in the Wildcat formation with Stewart at quarterback. He's been very good in that spot here in the second quarter, but he has not handed off. He's run the ball himself every time he's lined up as the quarterback, and he's going to line up in that spot again. Morrison, a good running back, will stand to his right. Stewart in the Wildcat, the senior running back, will take the snap from the 1-yard line of Arkadelphia. High snap, but Stewart will run and make the touchdown. Good blocking on the right side of the offensive line. Harrison tried to get there but couldn't get there in time, and into the end zone went Stewart. So this game is going to be close at halftime. Arkadelphia had a 10-point lead, but with 11 seconds left in the first half, Nashville has scored a touchdown.
A pretty large hole there in the offensive line for Stewart to run through, and now they got an easy touchdown for the Scrappers. So unfortunate there for the Badgers. They still hold a lead.
Extra point is up, and extra point is good. It is Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 14. 11 seconds remain in the half. Now, what Arkadelphia would love right now is a kickoff return. The Arkadelphia Badgers have not had many opportunities for kickoff returns so far this year, but certainly they got the weapons to take it back to the house.
Yeah, from what we've seen so far on these Nashville punts, it's going to be hard for me to believe that these Nashville kickers are going to put it in the hands of these Badger playmakers now with 11 seconds left in this first half. Really the only shot you got, maybe got one other play after this kickoff. But the Badgers just looking to keep a hold of this lead and go into the halftime with it.
I would think you're right. A short kickoff is what we might expect. It's probably a time when you actually could try an onside kick with only 11 seconds left. And Arkadelphia is going to put his hands teams out there just to be careful, just to be ready if there is an onside kick. But at any rate, we don't think they're going to kick it deep because Arkadelphia has some great kick returners. Braden Thomas is one of those, playing his first game tonight. And now the hands team is going to line up as Nashville lines up for the kick from the left hash mark. 11 seconds left. Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 14. And here's the kick, and it will be a line drive bouncer, and it will go to Terry at the 11-yard line. He's up to the 15. He's to the 20. Hit at the 25, down to the 27-yard line. Good return, but not much time left. 7 seconds left before halftime.
Yeah, not a lot of time here in this first half. Like we thought, the Scrappers did not let the ball get in the hands of Buster Thomas or Carlos Haney. Now the Badgers with a long ways to go with just 7 seconds left in the half.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Victor Tadamy check in here. One last heave for a touchdown here in the half. I wouldn't be surprised to see the star athlete for the Badgers come in at wide receiver.
KJ Terry, after that kickoff return, a little bit shaken up. We'll hope that he's okay for the second half. He's played very, very well defensively for Arkadelphia. And the Badgers are going to take the snap and take a knee. Nashville tries to break into the backfield, but it's well too late because Turner went to a knee immediately, and that will exhaust the time in the first half. Arkadelphia, a very successful first half, leading Nashville in Nashville. It's Arkadelphia 17, the Scrappers of Nashville High School 14. And we'll be back with a halftime show in 2 minutes. And here on the live stream, we are back right away to talk to you. We don't have a halftime show to show you tonight because it has rained throughout the game. Now, as soon as I say that, I notice that the rain has stopped. For the first time tonight, there is no rain, but it has been raining throughout the first half. So both bands are not in attendance right now, not in a position to march on the field. The field is wet, but it's AstroTurf, but you can't march and get the instruments wet. And so both teams will, or both bands will be performing on a drier night than tonight. We will tell you, though, here at halftime that we're excited to be able to bring you this action. And we'll tell you once again, our sponsors include Southern Bancorp, Taylor King Law, Mary and Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold Batson Turner and Turner, Rogers Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield of State Farm, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens and Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. So excited to be able to bring you this action. We're going to have a visit with Chris Babb here in just a moment, as Chris can tell us about some things going on at Arkadelphia High School. We're also going to have a statistical report from Jim Rothwell, who's been keeping stats tonight. I also want to say thank you to Sarah Williams, who's done a super job in bringing us the video tonight, and Deborah Root, who has assisted with a large umbrella, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say thank you again, as always, to Jim Rothwell for his work on stats, and in just a minute we'll get his report. Also have a chance to visit with Chris Babb about Arkadelphia Public Schools. And in the meantime, we'll take one more break. This is Badger Football, Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 14, here at halftime. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And on the live stream, we are right back here with you. Proud to bring you this ball game. It's been a very exciting game. Chris Babb joins me now. This is Jeff Root, an opportunity to talk to Chris, who has been our master engineer tonight. I'll tell you what, Chris, we expected Arkadelphia to bounce back after the week off to prepare for this game. After those difficult opponents, there's nobody that's intimidating once you've played Benton, once you've played Sylvan Hills, once you have played Wynn. And Arkadelphia's come in tonight not intimidated at all against the Scrappers. They've played well here in Nashville, and they have a 3-point lead at halftime.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to the coaching staff and the players. Over the last 2 weeks, being able to keep when you're 0-3, you could have a tendency to say you start questioning, and
sure.
And that's the fight of a coach all the time, is to try to keep your guys into it. And to this point, the Badgers obviously have up 17-14. Had a good first half. I think Caleb or Jackie, you nailed it in the first half when you talked about having Buster Thomas. He had a couple of runs, but what he does is allows Victor Tadamy not to have to be out there. You see Kai Harrison fresh on defense, not having to play as much offense as we saw against Wynn. And so it's a benefit, and these guys have come in with a good mindset. They took the off week with a good mindset, worked on some fundamentals, worked on conditioning, and the regular routine that the coaching staff has, and they've been ready to start conference play.
Chris, tell us what you hear about this. This is the first year that we've had a week 0 in games as early in August as we had, and then it provides this opportunity to have a bye, and Arkadelphia's bye is, of course, right before its conference race. Other teams have byes in other weeks. This is an interesting experiment. Do you see this as something to hear about this as something that athletic directors, that coaches want to keep?
I think so. It's definitely here for this cycle, this year and next year. Obviously, the Arkansas Activities Association does 2-year cycles, and so teams do contracts over a 2-year basis. So it's definitely here for next year. And I would imagine that it's just talking to the coaches and getting feedback from administration on what they thought of it. I know some coaches have enjoyed it. Some coaches enjoyed the off week. Some coaches, didn't want to take advantage of it, and they like the regular week 1 through week 10 routine. So I think it'll just be a deal that it's an optional deal. You don't have to do it. Now, it does limit sometimes what kind of games and opponents you can find, but I think it'll be something that some will be in favor of keeping. Some probably won't, but just have to take about this time next year. You'll hear activity districts meeting each spring, and so I would imagine this coming spring in April, activity districts will talk about, do we want to keep doing this, and will it be put something before the board to make a change? It's here. I mean, it's in the calendar, and it would have to be changed. But, I think some of the coaches are going to like it because it allows them to rest some players, maybe get over some injuries. Some of them are going to like the traditional 1 through 10.
Well, I feel like it is the kind of thing that's starting to grow on me. I tell you what, in the very first week 0 games, I felt like I was seeing a lot of mistakes, maybe from having a game so earlier in August than teams are accustomed to playing, and yet the coaches will adjust to that to make sure their teams are prepared for that first game. And certainly now that there's been a bye week, you see the advantage of healing up a little bit, some extra time to prepare for the conference season. In Arkadelphia's case, it seems to have been something that has helped Arkadelphia make this turnaround.
I think so. I think it was for Arkadelphia's situation, everybody knows that the offensive line had 5 seniors last year that played the majority of the important snaps. Obviously, in some of those games, some of the backups got in the second half, but Arkadelphia has an entirely new offensive line. Not only was it a new offensive line, but they had a different non-conference schedule to go up against and to be thrown to the wolves quickly. The Sylvan Hills game, I think if you look at that non-conference schedule, you look at those 3 games, I don't think people would think you're stretching if you say Arkadelphia probably should have been 2-1. You can't say should have been, but 9 points, 3 plays.
Had an opportunity.
Yeah. Now, the Benton game, I know they would have liked to take care of the ball a little bit better, might have made that game closer. Obviously, Benton is a better football team. They're deeper. They go too deep across the board. I actually went up and watched them play my alma mater, Cabot High School, last week, hoping to see Coach Malham have a chance to get his 300th victory. But it's 56-27 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Zach Wallace, the running back, number 23, if you were at that game in Arkadelphia, 275 yards rushing. Benton had 675 yards of total offense, and that's against a 7A team, Cabot. And so,
Benton's got a chance to win a state championship.
They've got a really good chance. Coach Harris and his staff have a really, really good chance of winning. They've got some tough competition. I was hearing over the week that 6A, last year people considered 4A the toughest with as far as the top half being in strength with Warren, Arkadelphia, Robinson, Nashville, Pea Ridge. But a lot of people say that the 6A, after only having 16 teams in it, there are about 6 or 7 of those who are legitimately have a chance of winning a state championship, and Benton is definitely one of those teams.
Let's talk about some other things going on with the Arkadelphia Public Schools. You've changed jobs a little bit, working now representing more than athletics, but all of the academic programs as well. The school's off to a good start. You got a lot of things going on.
We do. A lot of things across the campus, and that's what I spoke to a group yesterday, and a lot of people say, what do you do? And I was like, that's a great question. In fact, Cannon Turner, I was in a class at the high school last week talking to Steve Patterson, and Cannon Turner says, what do you do? Well, that's a great question, Cannon. But, I view the job as to tell the story. We've got a lot of great students. We've got a lot of great teachers across our district that are doing a lot of great things from the pre-K all the way through senior high. And so working with those principals and those directors of the groups to find ways to tell the story, but also find the ways to where to tell the story so people can hear. You can have a great story, but if nobody hears it, then it doesn't really matter. We could have a great broadcast, but the first 2 weeks, nobody. There were several people who didn't hear it.
There were a few that mentioned that to us.
Yeah, we heard that. And I know we've had some bugs tonight, but if you are listening right now, as a little side note, if the app does freeze up on you, we stop the stream and try to change some settings on our feed, the bit rate going out. So if you do have that, try to close the app, come back in, and hopefully it'll be there for you. We're trying to monitor it here up in the box also on our phone. But back to what you were talking about, it's tell the story. We've got great stories. Try to tell those and find the avenues in which people will hear them. Obviously, we've got we're a working situation, a fluid situation with local media, and so we're working with Joe May at the Southern Standard. I know some others have expressed some interest in trying to make sure Arkadelphia has local news. We're on 100.9 KDEL right now. Bruce Guthrie with Fox Sports Arkansas has been in Arkadelphia more the last 3 weeks than I remember anybody from the radio station being in Arkadelphia since my good old days. I guess your good old days would take us back farther, but no offense, but you know what I'm getting at.
I do.
But we do. We're trying to work with local media, but we also know that web presence. We have a district YouTube channel that we'll try to populate over the course of the year with different videos. Obviously, we're trying to use the live stream, and most of what we've done so far are football games, but we also have a schedule of things that we would like to do, musicals at some of the elementary schools.
Sure.
It may not be through the Mascot Media app, but it may be through a Facebook Live or a YouTube situation. But as we go on, try to find different ways that we can tell the story and find the avenues in which people can hear them.
Well, there's never been a more important time to tell the story well. Of course, we all know that school choice is a wider opportunity for people to choose where they want their children to go to school, and so you got to tell your story and make sure that the public, the parents, that everybody who needs to know, and really all taxpayers need to know what the school district is like and what the opportunities are. And to tell that story has never been more important, and you're just the right man to do it, Chris. We're excited about your new position.
Well, I appreciate that. And what you don't want to be portrayed as a director of communications is a spin doctor, because anytime, you don't like dealing with negative things, but anytime you're dealing with people, there will be negatives because things happen. And so
Sure.
we want to acknowledge some of those things, deal with them, and move on them, and don't dwell on them. But find ways to work with people in that area, but also tell the good stories and get them out there.
Well, you couldn't be more correct about that. You just got to be up front with people and at the same time make sure that they understand what opportunities are out there. We won't claim that we haven't had any technical problems so far in football season, but we will tell you it's the first year we've done this. We're excited to do it, and we think we're getting better at it as we go along.
We hope so. You called me a genius, and about 25 seconds later, this thing froze up. So we'll refrain that for the second half until it's over.
Okay, I'll try to be more careful.
Thanks.
I'll tell you what, we're going to move over to Jim Rothwell now, and Jim's going to tell us about statistics from the first half, a very entertaining first half. Once again, in the first half of play, it is Arkadelphia leading here at halftime, the Badgers 17 and Nashville 14. Well, Jim, I just gave the most important stat, but you got a lot more stats.
Well, that score is set up by the Badger defense. The offense has had some plays, 3 out of 8 passing for 16 yards. The reception basically been to Braden Thomas on some short routes. To me, it looks like they're setting up from the bubble screen to send him behind the Nashville defense. They threw the bubble screen to him 3 or 4 times early, and he would pick up a little bit of yardage, 3, 4, 5 yards, and it looked like they're setting that up to have him bite on that and maybe send him behind them. Rushing, Don Hatley coming back after the injury has pretty well been shut down, 5 carries for 5 yards, but Turner with 9 carries for 85 yards has had a big game. The long run setting up the touchdown for Arkadelphia's offense. For Nashville, the 2 different quarterbacks, both have thrown 10 passes, completed a total of 119 yards. Various receivers, they spread the ball around quite a bit. The rushing game has been carried by Stewart, 16 carries for 86 yards. Most of that has come on some drives when he was in the Wildcat formation. Nashville has a total of 245 yards, a total offense. Arkadelphia has just 106, but still leads by 17 to 14. So the defense, the big play, the fumble recovery, carrying it in for the touchdown, and then Gabe Goodman's leg has really made a difference a couple of times, setting up Nashville deep in their own territory. The punts, getting some high punts, so there's no returns. Good field position on some rolls, all those punts. So it's the Arkadelphia defense and some special teams work is giving them the lead at halftime.
Jim, anytime you play against Nashville, you expect to be challenged by their skill positions, and they look for quick scores from running backs and from wide receivers. Arkadelphia has not allowed that to happen. It's been a key factor in this game.
It really has. They had just one long run early by Stewart, and then some passes over the middle that they used, particularly on the last drive, to keep it going, some first downs. Deep throws, they've tried, but Arkadelphia has either covered it or they've been overthrown. So their only success passing has really been on some short routes over the middle a couple of times.
So Arkadelphia leads here at halftime. Needless to say, the second half means a lot. I have to say the second half against Wynn has meant a lot for this game as well as the week off.
We could come out and tell a difference. Even though Nashville took the early lead, you could tell there was something different about Arkadelphia this week. When that happened, they didn't get down. They came down, got back in the game, got a field goal, knowing they were in the game, and then the defense made the big play. Arkadelphia gets the ball to start the second half. It'd be great to use up some clock, go down and get some points, a touchdown in particular. That's always a key in a game, how you come out at the start of that third quarter, whether it's offense or defense. For Arkadelphia being on offense, it's really important that they take advantage, pick up some momentum going through the rest of that third quarter.
We'll take a break. Jim, thank you so much for the statistical report. Arkadelphia at halftime has a 3-point lead. It's the Badgers 17, the Nashville Scrappers 14. We'll be back with more of the halftime program in 2 minutes. I want to say thank you to all of the folks who are on the live stream right now as we are back with you immediately. And once again, to say thank you to our sponsors, Southern Bank Corp., Taylor King Law, Marion Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold Batson Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield, State Farm Insurance, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens, and also Twin Rivers Health and Rehab. It is halftime. Arkadelphia leads at 17-14, and we'll tune in now to Caleb Bird, and we'll talk about Arkadelphia in this first half. And Caleb, if we can find some other scores, we'll do that. Arkadelphia right now has the most important game as far as we're concerned, and the Badgers lead it here at halftime, 17-14. That is no small thing. To be leading Nashville at halftime is something that not many teams can say they have done in recent years, or in a number of years, actually. So it's a good first half for Arkadelphia. We'll see if the Badgers can keep it up in the second half.
Yeah, the Badgers played really well in the first half, especially defensively. Nashville, historically, and even this year, has a very, very good offense. Last 2 weeks, they scored 63 points. So Arkadelphia doing a really, really nice job to keep them to only 14 points in the first half. Even coming up with a defensive touchdown, KJ Terry with that 30-yard fumble return for a touchdown, giving the Badgers an early lead. So Arkadelphia's defense has played really well tonight, and that's an area of concern, especially after the Benton game, when Benton's offense, the spread passing attack, really just tore apart the Arkadelphia defense. This spread passing attack from Nashville has been unable to get the ball moving.
Nashville has a stable of good running backs. They've had some guys run well tonight, but then when they've turned around to throw deep, they've not been able to connect, and Arkadelphia has made them drive down the field, eat up some time in order to score. Nashville likes to score points in a hurry with long runs and long passes. Arkadelphia has prevented that, Caleb, and that long pass has been well defended by both the cornerbacks and the safeties.
Yeah, the defensive backs have done a really nice job defending that long pass. And, aside from those defensive backs, the Nashville quarterbacks and wide receivers have really been unable to connect. There's been some good passes. Just the players just haven't brought the ball in. There's been some open receivers. The quarterback just hasn't managed to put the ball in their hands. So Nashville's really been unfortunate in their passing game not to make receptions, and part of that could be down to the conditions.
It has been raining throughout the game. Now, it hasn't rained much during halftime, but the umbrellas have come back out, so the rain is now falling once again, and we expect it to continue like this throughout the game. In fact, we were looking at the chance of rain actually going up as we get later in the game, and so now with the rain coming down, I think we're going to see people trying to hang on to the football here in the second half.
Yeah, and the team with a better rushing attack could come out on top, and that's a tough battle right now. Who has better rushing attack between Nashville and Arkadelphia? Arkadelphia's Cannon Turner's had a really, really good first half. Broke a couple big runs, and the read option has proved to be very good for the Badgers. At the same time, you mentioned Nashville's stable of running backs. They have three really nice running backs able to move the ball. Nashville's offensive line is experienced, probably more experienced than Arkadelphia's, and so they've been able to move the ball well on the ground. But really, if the conditions and the rain continues to pick up, it could be a matter of who runs the ball better between the two teams.
The rain is picking up, so we want to tell you if you see a disturbance in our video signal, it's because if the rain gets much harder, we might actually have to bring the camera indoors, which is going to limit our view, but is going to protect our camera, which we just absolutely have to do. So if you see a bit of a disturbance in the picture coming up, that's what we're doing. It is coming down a bit harder right now, and we'll just have to see if it continues to rain harder as the evening goes on. We saw a lot of threatening clouds on the drive down, and it has been sprinkling, but now it's beginning to come down a bit harder. And as we say that, Caleb, I tell you what, maybe the most impressive player tonight's Gabe Goodman. In this kind of condition, his kicking, his punting, his kickoffs, his 40-yard field goal, just impressive.
Yeah, his field goal particularly was extremely impressive. We've known all along he has the ability to hit those long-range field goals, but the accuracy has been a bit off. But that time it was right down the middle. And I'll tell you what, a 40-yard field goal, the ball, when it passed through the uprights, it was at about the top of the upright when it passed through. So he could have had 20 more yards on that field goal, potentially 20 more. I don't know if he could be accurate from 60 yards, but he has enough power to hit a 60-yard field goal if he does what he had done just then.
Yeah, pretty amazing. His first kickoff went about 9 yards deep into the end zone. After that, he kicked it higher and a little bit shorter, and it worked well for Arkadelphia as they couldn't get the ball back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and these conditions, and Nashville's receivers have been having trouble catching the ball, as have Nashville's return men. So the special teams could play a big role in the Badgers' success in the second half.
Let me give a little play-by-play on how hard the rain is falling while you check and see if there's another score or two that we can bring forward for the action. Gabe Goodman is out there and braving the elements without a helmet right now. He's just kind of getting his leg loose. Everybody else right now is coming out onto the field. We see the Badgers appearing, and what you're seeing is a camera that we still have outside, and we're going to try to keep it in that spot so that you can see the game from end zone to end zone. But we're just going to have to gauge it by how hard it is raining, because it's raining harder right now than it has throughout the night. We have a score or two, Caleb?
Yeah, we have scores from around the conference. I'm going to leave the best score for last. So we have one score that's kind of interesting. First off, Bauxite and Malvern are in a rain delay in Malvern. It's 7-0 there. It looks like it was delayed early on.
7-0.
Bauxite leads Malvern. Robinson leads Fountain Lake only by a score of 14-0 at halftime. So Fountain Lake,
wow.
A lot of people talked about them being a more improved team this year, proving it against Robinson, only trailing by 14. And then here's the surprise of the week. Conference newcomer, presented to be possibly the punching bag of the conference this year, Haskell Harmony Grove. They lead Ashdown at halftime 22-13.
Oh, my goodness. That is a surprise to everybody except John Robert Shermer, the editor of the paper here. We were reading his paper at supper, and he's the only one out of their picket line that picked Haskell Harmony Grove, and he's got some inside knowledge somehow because they have that lead. We'll see if they can keep it. That's a team that just moved up in classification, just joined the conference, and they were not expected to thrive in the conference, but they're looking good in their first conference game, at least so far tonight. Here at halftime, it is Arkadelphia 17, Nashville 14. We'll take one more 2-minute break. Badger football continues with the second half in 2 minutes. And as we cut back to the radio station briefly, we'll tell you here, if you're watching on the live stream, that you're seeing some rainfall because the rain is getting heavier. I don't know how much you can see that as you look at the live stream, except if you look at those home stands, they're starting to shine, aren't they? Because they're getting very, very wet over there as the rain's falling harder right now than it has throughout the night. Not a substantial downpour, but it's getting heavier, and it might be on the way as everybody in this part of the state's expecting quite a bit of rain tonight and tomorrow. We are playing on turf, so we haven't had too many people slipping and sliding. Arkadelphia has been able to hold on to a 3-point lead here at halftime with an offensive touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and a 40-yard field goal from Gabe Goodman. And Nashville has 2 touchdowns with its offense, driving a long drive for each one of those because Arkadelphia has won the field position game for the most part here so far tonight. Arkadelphia will receive the kickoff to begin the second half, and the Badgers are anxious to do that. But Nashville still having a team huddle down at about the 15-yard line. Now they're going to head to the sideline, and we'll be back to action very soon now. Badgers showing a little bit of excitement as they get ready to move into the second half of action. Looking a little bit loose, a little bit happy on the sideline as they are getting ready to send out onto the field the kickoff return team. Nashville got the first touchdown tonight. Arkadelphia came back, kicked a field goal, then took the lead at 10-7, stretched 17-7 just before halftime. A touchdown by Nashville made it a 3-point game. So good job by the Scrappers to pull within 3 with that last moment touchdown in the second quarter, just before halftime. But now the Badgers have the first opportunity in the second half. Arkadelphia is now lined up for the second half kickoff. Javante Brown is deep to receive. He's back there with Carlos Haney. And now we're going to see Hatley come onto the field. And he's going to go deep. Might have camouflaged that just a little bit to see if they will make the mistake of kicking the ball to Mr. Hatley. Nashville now lines up for the kickoff, and Arkadelphia is going to have an opportunity to have the football first. Kickoff coming your way. We're ready for the second half. Arkadelphia leads it by 3. Arkadelphia will have the ball first. Ready for the kick. We may lose the feed for just a moment as we take care of the camera and make sure that we keep it dry. Here's the kick. It's going to be high, and it is going to be returnable. And this is Hadley from the 5-yard line. He's up to the 10, 15, 20-yard line, hit at the 24, and he's down at that spot. So Arkadelphia has a first down and 10.
You haven't really seen anyone allow Hatley to return a kickoff this year. Most teams learned their lesson over the past 2 seasons. But Hatley there only bringing it up to the 23-yard line. So better than a touchback, but still not great starting field position for the Badgers. Usually you'd expect a bit better from this return team. They usually are able to get up past the 30. But good job by Nashville holding them back and keeping them from getting too much of a gain. And we have a bit of a break in the feed right now. Have to change the battery out. It'll come back on in just a moment.
It will. Don't worry about your picture. We're just about to get it back on as we change a battery out and try and make sure that the camera stays dry at the same time. And you should be seeing your picture come back about now. Here's a run up the middle and no gain for Hatley on first down. So Nashville defensive line certainly fired up to begin the second half, and Arkadelphia has second down and 10.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of success from the running back of the Badgers, Zahn Hatley, thus far tonight. Not really getting a whole lot of high gains for the senior running back thus far. Really going to try and get into this second half and get a lot of yards on the board.
Badgers line up with a running back and 4 wide receivers. Back to pass is Cannon Turner. He throws to the flat. That ball is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Wet ball may have had something to do with that because Mr. Rubel has great hands. So the incompletion makes it third down, and it looks like 10 yards still to go as he got nothing on first down and then an incompletion. Well, the Arkadelphia offense has only 1 touchdown tonight and also a field goal. The defense scored the other touchdown for Arkadelphia. The Badgers are going to have to, one would think, score with the offense again in order to win this game. Here's a rollout. This is Turner. He'll keep it. He'll get yardage to the 25. Break a tackle. First down to the 30, 35-yard line. Good run by Cannon Turner.
Yeah, good run there by Cannon Turner, getting a good block there from his running back, making it to the left side, finding the seam, and getting a first down on that play, being pushed out of bounds by the Nashville defender. But good third down play from the Badgers. Going to have to continue to make those kind of plays, those running plays that Cannon Turner is so used to doing.
Ball spotted at the 36-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia. They're going to hand it to Braden Thomas. Thomas trying to make it to the corner. He'll cut to the line of scrimmage and not much more on first down. Just had trouble getting to the sideline before the defense that time. They do kind of stretch him out, but he couldn't turn it upfield. So it's second down, 10 yards to go as the rain pours down now.
Yeah, Thomas doing a nice job there, trying to find the edge. Just couldn't find a seam to cut up into. But Thomas is a really nice threat to have out there, has a lot of speed, and showed it again right there, trying to come around the edge and outrunning a lot of the defensive linemen.
Snap goes through the quarterback. Turner will pick it up, but he's going to be sacked for a huge loss on the play. He did prevent the turnover So that's a big play by Turner just to prevent the turnover after that wet ball got away from the center and rolled back past the quarterback. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. So it is 3rd down and 26. On 3rd and 26, what do you call? Look in the playbook and look for the 27-yard play.
Usually you think about a long pass here, but these conditions make it a bit tough to pass. Wouldn't be surprised for a screen pass to Braden Thomas right here.
And he will drop the football, pick it up, and throw it incomplete. And they do call it incomplete, try to get it out to Braden Thomas. Well, that time both the quarterback on the snap and on the throw had trouble gripping the ball as he dropped it, picked it up, and I think it slipped out of his hand as he quickly tried to get it out to Thomas. So what you look for now is a good snap and Goodman to be able to catch the ball well, because everything right now is wet. It's pouring down rain. Arkadelphia got a first down, and then the wet ball ended the drive. And on 4th and 26, they're going to have to punt the ball away. Gabe Goodman looking for a good punt. He had great kicking in the first half. High snap, but he's got it. His kick is a line drive shot. It's going to be allowed to bounce near the 50. It'll go across the 50, across the 45-yard line to the 44-yard line. So Nashville has good field position, but that's still a good kick by Goodman.
Yeah, Goodman had to jump up and catch that ball. Just about went over his head, but able to get that punt away, thankfully, after a couple fumbles from the Badgers there on that possession. But getting the ball away, and Nashville now starting with the ball for the first time in the second half, and we'll see if these conditions are going to do the same for them.
From the 44-yard line, its own 44, Nashville will hand off. Fake handoff by Tristan, and he will run it. And Jameson's going to make yardage down the left sideline, across the 50 to the Arkadelphia 49-yard line. Tristan Jameson, we think of primarily as a passer, but he's made a couple of good runs tonight. Nice fake that time to Morrison as running back, and he got good yardage on first down, picking up 7. Second down, 3 yards to go. 49-yard line of Arkadelphia. Nashville looking for a drive to take the lead. They're going to give it to Morrison. Morrison looks for yardage and has to just run out of bounds. Nowhere to go, no gain on the play.
Yeah, really interesting run there by Morrison. He takes the ball and runs straight to the sideline. Didn't even try to cut it upfield and risk a hit there by the Badgers linebackers. Decided to go for no gain and try again on 3rd down.
Yeah, even 1 yard would have made some difference, but he just ran out of bounds without being touched at the line of scrimmage. So from the 49, it's 3rd down, 3 yards to go. And they have changed quarterbacks. There is a fumbled snap. Arkadelphia fighting for the football. The Badgers think they have it. Let's see what the officials say. The officials say that Nashville has it. Arkadelphia thought they had it. Fumbled snap, but Nashville got the ball back. It is 4th down, though, and they'll have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Badgers. It really looked like Kyron Harrison had jumped on the football. It was a fumbled snap. This rain affecting Nashville as well. And this is a big play right here. We've seen Nashville have some high snaps so far on punts. This wet ball could play a big role in the punt right here.
Moore is also a quarterback as well as punter, but he will punt the ball here. And it is high, and nobody's going to try to catch it. It will roll and roll out of bounds inside the 20. That's a good punt. Not beautiful, but effective inside the 20-yard line. So field position favors Nashville right now, and Arkadelphia needs some first downs.
Yeah, like you said, Jeff, another effective punt there. Not really a whole lot of distance, but did keep it away from the returner, Carlos Haney, kicking it out of the bounds at about the 20-yard line. And now the Badgers are going to come out once again. We saw a little sloppiness there in the first half from both teams, and it looks as though the second half is going to be just the same, if not a little bit more, with the rain continuing to come down much, much harder than it was in the first half.
Yeah, the ball, they just can't keep it dry. So can you hold on to the ball? Arkadelphia is going to line up under center and run a quarterback sneak. He's going to have a little bit of yardage across the 20 to the 22. They might give him the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Arkadelphia might just take the ball here and grind out quarterback sneaks away down the field with the way the way they were able to hold on the ball the last possession. I think they might think under the center, running the ball short distance might be the way to go here. See what they do on this play.
2nd and 7. They're going to hand it off. Here's Hatley. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward and gain a yard or 2. 3rd down coming, and this is an important 3rd down. We're still in the 3rd quarter. Arkadelphia leads it by 3, but in these conditions, in a heavy rain, Arkadelphia does not want to punt the ball from this spot on the field.
Yeah, Hatley hasn't been able to get much going in this game. Only getting a 1-yard rush right there. Zion's a player with some big playmaking abilities. We saw it in the first game at Sylvan Hills. He had a couple long runs, but not able to get much going in Week 4 against Nashville.
3rd down and 5. This is Turner on a keeper. He's got some yardage. I think he might be just a bit short. Let's see. Looks like he's going to be a yard short. Good run, but he's going to be stopped at the 29-yard line. He needs another yard. It's 4th and 1, and they're going to have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, Turner getting away from the tackle there, but falling just short of the first down, like you said, Jeff. Bringing on another punt for the Badgers. Gabe Goodman's going to want to look to just get his hands on the ball and kick it away as the rain continues to fall down much, much harder again.
Boy, every snap, especially in a punt formation, really important with the weather this bad. Pouring rain, a high snap. It goes over Goodman. It's headed for the end zone. Goodman will try to fall on it. He will not get there. It's recovered by Nashville, and that's a touchdown for the Scrappers.
Yeah, something we were afraid of there. The snap going way over Gabe Goodman's head into the back of the end zone, and the Scrappers were able to fall on it before Goodman could for a safety, and the Scrappers do get a touchdown there. Going to see a lot of this here as the second half just gets underway. A lot of hard play with this rain falling down hard.
Hard to fault anybody but the rain on that one. Just a high snap. Both teams have had trouble holding on to the ball in this pouring rain here in the third quarter, but it cost Arkadelphia that time as the high snap went over Goodman's head. He tried to track it down in the end zone and fall on it for a safety, but instead Nashville got there and got the touchdown. The extra point is up, and he just does make it. And so it is Nashville 21, Arkadelphia 17, 6:59 left. We're in the third quarter, and Arkadelphia will get the ball back momentarily on a kickoff. We'll take a break. Badger football continues in 1 minute. And for the live stream, we're right back here with you. Well, bad times have fallen on the Arkadelphia punt team with the high snap and the touchdown by Nashville, but it's just the third quarter. The rain's falling on both teams, and we'll see what the future has in store with just under 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and Arkadelphia about to get the football back. It is a turf field, but it's a very wet one. You can see now that we don't necessarily have standing water, but we have places on the field that are showing a lot of water beginning to build up.
Well, the thing about it, the game has turned into who can take care of the ball, and so now both teams had successful punts on their first drives. Arkadelphia had the unfortunate bad snap over into the end zone, and now they're going to have to put a drive together, or they're looking at having another punt situation, and so that's kind of how the game has changed into with the heavy rain. I don't know how you can tell on that screen, but it is raining hard, and I think it's coming harder.
Yeah, it might come down to a game of who can make the least amount of rain-related mistakes, and that'll be the winner.
Now let's see if he'll just kick it along the ground and see if the Badgers can pick up a wet bouncing football. Instead, he's going to kick it high, and Arkadelphia has a chance for a return. Here's Carlos Haney from the 11-yard line. He's up to the 20, 25-yard line, to the 30, 35-yard line, to the 40. Haney knocked out of bounds as he crosses the 45-yard line of Arkadelphia. Well, that helped.
Yeah, I think Haney might have actually run out of bounds at the Nashville 47, it looks like. So Haney ran out of bounds and pretended like he ran all the way to the 45, trying to fool some referees. The far sideline referee was not fooled, however, calling the ball back. So now the Badgers have good field position. They're probably not going to get another snap back into the end zone on this drive if they are forced to punt. But Arkadelphia needs to put something together here, some solid running plays. The offensive line is going to have to come up big here in the rain to make something happen.
Ball at the Arkadelphia 47-yard line, 1st down and 10. Running play, here's Hatley. He's hitting the backfield, looking for a block. Now moving forward, he'll gain 1 yard.
Yeah, Zion is really pushing hard for some runs. He just doesn't have that much space. Hatley's not that much of a power back. He needs space in order to run, in order to get, a lot of yards picked up. So Zion really struggling in this third quarter.
No running backs in the formation this time. Hatley winds up at receiver, and they're going to go with a quarterback draw, and Cannon Turner is going to gain 1. He's pushing. They might give him forward progress to the 50-yard line, and they will. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Big play coming for the Badgers, trailing for the first time since it was 7-3 in the first quarter. It is Nashville 21, Arkadelphia 17 after the touchdown on the snap that went over the head of the punter. Lots of time left, though. Third quarter, 5:56 left, 5:54 left, clock running. Arkadelphia in a pouring rain, trying to come up with a big play on third down and 7 yards to go. Buster Thomas out wide to the right side, blocking back to the left side. They're going to fake it to Hatley, and Turner wants to run but has nowhere to go. They are keying on Turner, it looks like, right now, and he had nowhere to go on either second or third down. It's fourth down, a punting situation for Arkadelphia at its own 45-yard line.
Yeah, the Badgers weren't fooling anyone there on that play. Cannon Turner faking it to Zahn Hatley and trying to run it himself, but there were 3 Nashville defenders immediately on the play to stop him right there.
Fourth down, 11 yards to go.
Yeah, and the Badgers football coach had a football underneath his shirt, gave it to Goodman, and went on the field to give it to the referee. So a new drive football here for this snap.
All right. From the Arkadelphia 46-yard line, the snap is, a whistle blows to stop the play. That snap was a little high, but just fine. Nashville wants to put a little bit of pressure on Goodman. Arkadelphia wants to see their deep man try to catch the ball in this rain, because Goodman is capable of punting it very, very high. Going to be a penalty against Nashville, and that will help a little bit. They're going to mark it off, and it's going to be a 5-yarder to the 49-yard line of Nashville. Still have to punt the ball on fourth down. Fourth down and 6. Arkadelphia set for the punt. Here's the snap. It's a perfect snap, and it's caught by Goodman, who kicks it high. I said perfect. He had to move to his left to catch it, and then the ball went high. Now the ball's being returned to the 40, to the 30-yard line. Only one man with a chance to catch him, and he can't do it. They're going to return it for a touchdown, but let's see. Arkadelphia would like to see a whistle, but I don't see one. That's going to be a touchdown for Nashville again on a punt play by Arkadelphia. I said it was a good snap because it wasn't high, but he had to move to his left to catch the ball, and then he very quickly tried to punt, just kicked it off the side of his foot. It was caught on one bounce and returned for a touchdown with no Badger in the vicinity to stop the play. So Nashville has scored twice on plays when Arkadelphia was trying to punt. Wet football making a difference and hurting the Arkadelphia kicking game, which was so good in the first half. Here's the extra point is up, and it is good, and 2 special teams touchdowns for Nashville has put the Scrappers up 28-17, 4:24 left. We are in the third quarter. My goodness, guys, Arkadelphia's got to get it back together. The offense has not been able to make sufficient first downs to keep the punt team off the field, and the punt team has not been able to handle the weather right now.
Yeah, just a little kind of like we talked about here at the beginning of the second half. It's going to be, like Caleb said earlier, a game of who can make the least mistakes related to the rain, and so far the Badgers are not winning in that category. Now two snaps to the punter, Goodman, not going anywhere close for him to be able to make a valuable punt, resulting in 2 Nashville touchdowns, which have resulted in the Badgers now being down by 11 points.
When he moved to his left to make that catch of the snap, there was a scrapper who was close enough that it made Goodman hurry, and when he hurried, the wet ball just slipped off the side of his foot, went a short distance. He didn't even see where it went, and after one bounce, it was caught by the scrappers and run into the end zone. Looks like now, because of this hard rain, we're going to bring the camera inside, so you're going to lose your feed for just a moment. You should still be able to hear me, but your feed is going to be the Arkadelphia Badgers logo, if that's what you're seeing right now. You've still got us. We're going to bring the camera inside and give you a look so that we can still show you the game, but protect our camera a bit because it is pouring down rain right now. Arkadelphia facing a good scrapper team and some worsening weather now. Here's a high kick, returnable from the 6, dropped, picked up, and the return is to the 10-yard line, to the 15-yard line, and he will not. Now he'll retreat, and Haney's knocked down before he gets back to the 15. So Arkadelphia with a short kickoff return, and the Badgers are really frustrated right now.
Yeah, that time there, good kickoff from Nashville. Haney was able to pick up the ball at looked to be about the 4-yard line, tried to go across field, immediately met by this Nashville special teams, not being able to get out to the 20-yard line, making it once again another possession of poor poor placement for the Badgers, now having to go. Looks to be almost more than 85 yards to try and get back in this football game.
Yeah, he gave up a little bit of ground, and they did not give him much forward progress. They spot the ball at the 12, from the 12-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia. Buster Thomas in motion will take the handoff. He'll try to make it to the sideline. He will break one tackle. He'll get across the 15, 16, maybe the 17-yard line, but that's it. And it is still a positive gain on first down. Second down coming. They're going to spot it out to the 17, I believe, so a gain of about 5. Second and 5 coming for Arkadelphia. Good run by Buster Thomas, the sophomore, in his first game. He was injured, missed the first 3.
Yeah, most important thing here for the Badgers is to take care of the football. Only down by 11 points, but it can be much, much worse if they're not careful here.
Lots of time left. Lots of rain falling. Here is a running play. Cannon Turner will keep it. He's going to outrun some defenders to the 20. He's up to the 30-yard line, to the 40-yard line, to the sideline, to the 50, to the 40-yard line. Caught from behind and dragged down, but that's a big, big gain. Trying to get Arkadelphia right back in the game.
What a run there by Cannon Turner, not electing to keep the ball for himself, getting it through the left side, finding a lot of open space there, getting a first down and a lot more now in Nashville territory. Making it Badgers a chance to get back in this football game with now just a little over 3 minutes left in this third quarter.
Arkadelphia lines up, ball at the 34-yard line of Nashville. Running play, here's Hadley. He's just got nowhere to go, and he's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, that time nothing going there for the Badgers. Offensive line did not do a great job of blocking there, and Hadley had really no room whatsoever to run on either side for him and was immediately met by first the Arkadelphia offensive line and then the Scrappers defenders there, resulting in a loss on the play.
From the 37-yard line, second down and 13 yards to go. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. They don't want to waste this nice run by Turner. They need a touchdown, trailing 28-17 after the 2 special teams touchdowns by Nashville. Here's a running play to the right side, but Turner's nowhere to go, as Nashville was ready for that running attempt by the quarterback, and he'll lose a yard or 2. It's going to be third down and very long now. They've got to get all the way to the 23-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, another long third down play for the Badgers. Got a big run from Turner earlier. Going to look for him to do that again. With it now being 3rd and 16. That's the only success they've had so far from this drive, so expect that to happen once again here.
I said 23. It's really the 24. They got to reach the 24. Here's a pass play. Going to fire the ball deep, slipping out of his hands, coming back for it is the Badgers, and a flag goes down because he was not allowed to get to the ball. Pass interference should be the call here. Let's see if it is. Ball intended for Arkadelphia's Brown. Javante Brown was deep on the play. Now that's a big break for Arkadelphia.
Yeah, the ball was a little underthrown there from Turner, kind of just hung up in the air for a while, and Brown made it look as though the ball was coming a lot quicker than the defender thought, with the defender not looking towards the ball, causing the interference call on the play, making it look like it'd be another first down for the Badgers.
Now this is a 15-yarder from the line of scrimmage, but that should be enough for a first down. I mean, just barely, but it should be enough. Oh, as they mark it off. Could I be wrong by half a yard? Yeah, they are going to say it's a first down. Well, the ball just barely hits the 24, but it's a first down and 10 on the pass interference. And so it's Arkadelphia, first down and 10 at the 24. Now they're going to move it a little bit and change footballs, get a dry football out there. Maybe that'll help a little bit from the 24-yard line. It is first down and 10, Arkadelphia, 1:59 left. Clock stopped momentarily. Arkadelphia down by 11 with the football. They're lined up on first down. In motion comes Rubel. Now they're going to run, and turning upfield is Turner. He's going to make a few yards up to the 21-yard line. Tough running, but Turner is a tough quarterback.
Yeah, Arkadelphia doing a really good job here to pick up some yards on this drive. It's really tough, especially with Hadley not at full speed quite yet, coming back from his injury. So Turner really fielding the load here and doing a good job to carry this offense as Kai Harrison checks into the game at running back to try and provide a little bit of extra power.
I think that's the first time tonight we've seen Harrison check in at running back, but he is to the left of his quarterback right now, and he's going to block. Here comes Turner. He will try to get around one defender. He gets around 2, now 3, and it's going to be a first down. Good work by the Badgers.
Yeah, really, really nice running there by Cannon Turner to jump over a defender and get a first down. Turner really showing the leadership in this game. He's been the best player on offense for the Badgers, and he's doing a really nice job on this drive.
Cannon Turner at quarterback, first down, ball at the 11-yard line. He'll run, and he will just make it back to the line of scrimmage. By the way, if you're watching the live stream and you're wondering why you're getting the logo right now, it's because we're repositioning our camera to try to make sure it stays dry as the rain has been falling very hard here in the second half. We think we're going to bring you a picture again here before long. Might be a little bit shaky because we're going to hold it by hand, as that is the only thing we have room to do, and keep the camera dry at the same time. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the 12-yard line. Back to pass is Turner. He throws to the end zone. It is incomplete on the goal line. A little bit of contact, but no call. Intended for, I believe, Harrison. And so with 30 seconds left in the third quarter, Arkadelphia now faces a third down and 10 from the 12-yard line of the Scrappers. So it's four-down territory, but the Badgers down by 11 near the end of the third quarter, really looking for a touchdown here. Hatley back in the game for Arkadelphia. Buster Thomas and Harrison are to the right side. Javante Brown to the left side. Rubel is going to line up behind the left tackle, and now timeout. They're going to have to talk about it. So Arkadelphia calls timeout. Want to make sure this third down play goes well. It's third down and 10. And it's Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 17. Arkadelphia has had two mistakes on special teams that resulted in immediate touchdowns by Nashville. Not from their offense, but from their special teams. And so that has been the difference here in the second half. Arkadelphia led it 17-14 at halftime. It's now 28-17 Nashville. But Arkadelphia has an opportunity after this rugged drive, some good running, especially by Cannon Turner. And Caleb, Arkadelphia has an opportunity here, but very important third down coming.
Yeah, this is a huge third down right here for Arkadelphia. Of course, they could kick a field goal here if they miss it, and I think that short field goal snap would not be as problematic as a punt snap, but Arkadelphia really needs to get 7 points on the board as, the way this game is playing out with the rain, with the conditions. It's going to be a run-heavy fourth quarter, and the clock's going to come off fast. The Badgers have to score twice, and so a touchdown here is really vital to their comeback effort.
Third down 10, 12-yard line. The ball gets through the quarterback, Turner. He will pick it up. He will pass it. That's complete to Rubel, but he's knocked down at the 14-yard line. A good open field tackle as soon as he caught the ball. Rubel, if he had gotten past that one guy, might have made it to the sideline and to the end zone, but it was well defended after Arkadelphia had the timing thrown off by the snap getting through the quarterback, because you just can't keep a ball dry at this point. There's too much rain, and as soon as you put it down for the center, it's going to be soaking wet by the time it gets to the quarterback. So Arkadelphia has a fourth down and 10. I'm sorry, more than 10, because they tackled him at the 14, so it's fourth down and 12. But we're going to take a break before we see that play, because that's the end of the third quarter. At the end of three quarters tonight, it's Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 17. We'll be back with more Badger football fourth quarter action in 2 minutes. And we're right back here on the live stream, and you are seeing the live stream now. And again, it's going to be a little shaky camera work in the fourth quarter, simply because we're having to move the camera to keep it dry, and we're in a spot where there's just not room in this visitor side press box to set up a tripod. So you're going to see some cinema verite as we bring you some shaky camera action. Arkadelphia has had a bit of a nightmare here in the third quarter after both teams played so well in the first half in a light rain. The heavier rain of the third quarter played havoc on the Arkadelphia special teams, because it's just been impossible to keep the ball dry. Both teams have had trouble holding it, but Arkadelphia has had major problems on special teams, and it's resulted in two quick touchdowns for Nashville. Gabe Goodman will come in, and Arkadelphia is going to try a field goal. Well, this would bring Arkadelphia to within 8 points. So they're going to try it. Arkadelphia will try a 31-yard field goal from the right hash mark. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He pulled it just off to the right. Good effort by Gabe Goodman. but from 31 yards out, it just went to the right of the upright. And so Arkadelphia had a good drive but did not get points. And Nashville now sent its offense out onto the field. They scored twice with the special teams. And Arkadelphia's defense is rested. The offense for Nashville is rested. The rain continues to fall, and Arkadelphia is going to be looking for a turnover here on first down and 10.
Yeah, and Arkadelphia is in a rough situation here. They need to score 2 touchdowns on offense, and this Nashville offense is going to be running some clock here in the fourth quarter. The Arkadelphia defense needs to make some stops here.
On first down, running play to the right side, some yardage for Stewart. Now he's going to be dragged down, but a gain on the play. Carlos Haney on the tackle. Stewart is a tough senior running back, and he's anxious to carry the ball even in these conditions.
Yeah, Stewart there, good run there to the right side, getting to the outside, getting past the Badgers' defensive line, being tackled there, picking up 7 yards on the play. But the Scrappers are still continuing to do the run game that we saw so much of in the first half.
Second down and 3 yards to go. Running play again, coming right up the middle. Short yardage this time, well defended by Arkadelphia. It's going to be short of the first down. Third down and short coming for this run offense of Nashville.
Yeah, really important here for the Badgers to get a stop on this play, trying to get the ball back with now 11 minutes left in this ball game, down by 2 scores, so going to have to score here pretty soon if they want a chance to take the lead or tie up this ball game.
Not surprisingly, they're going with the Wildcat formation and Stewart at quarterback. They started Jake Moore. They have played Tristan Jamison. But maybe the most effective tonight has been in the Wildcat with Stewart, the senior running back, playing quarterback. And now there is some question about equipment, but I think everything is all right, and they're going to start the clock again, and we are back to action. It is third down, 2 yards to go for Nashville. Arkadelphia would love to get the ball back here early in the fourth quarter. It is Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 17. They'll look to the sideline to get the play. The quarterback, again, is Stewart. And when he's in the Wildcat, he almost always runs the ball himself. And he'll do it again. Here is a run. He's going to be hit, but he's going to drag a defender, and I think he's going to make a first down. Let's see. First down. They're not going to have to measure. And in fact, they're going to spot the ball all the way out to the 32-yard line. First down and 10. So first and 10, Nashville. They continue with the Wildcat formation and Stewart at quarterback. Makes a lot of sense. Ran in a little too hard to pass very much. Tristan Jamison's got a great arm, but he threw it through the hands of a few receivers in the first half with a wet ball. Moore passed in the first quarter, had limited success, but Stewart's run the ball pretty well out of this Wildcat. First down and 10, and they'll run it again. To the right side, here comes Stewart, cuts it now up the middle, and he's got a short gain. Now they're eating up clock and moving the football. This is how they scored on 2 drives in the first half, but Arkadelphia led it at halftime, 17-14. And then 2 special teams touchdowns by Nashville, weather-related for sure. It's given the Scrappers the lead here in the fourth quarter. From the 36-yard line, their own 36, the Scrappers line up on second down and 7. Stewart at quarterback looks to the sideline. He's become the key figure for Nashville as he's lined up at quarterback every play this drive. Wildcat formation. He will give it on a handoff this time, but a good tackle on the far sideline at the 38-yard line. That's the first time I can remember that he handed off, but Arkadelphia responded well. Injury timeout. We'll keep it right here and tell you that third down is coming, and because of a good tackle on the far side, I think maybe Harrison made that tackle.
Yeah, it was Kai Harrison on the tackle right there.
It's third down and 4. We've said it before. It's true again. A big third down play, Caleb.
Yeah, this is a huge third down play, and Badgers in this game have not been extraordinarily successful at stopping the run on third downs. And with Nashville in their Wildcat formation, Stewart and Morrison in the backfield, and they're going to have to come up with something big here, something different than what they've showed us the rest of the game, because they've not performed extremely well versus the run on third down.
Here's Stewart. He's going to keep it. He'll break one tackle. Now he's tackled short of the first down, and a flag goes down in the backfield.
Yeah, that is an interesting flag. It's not from the official where you usually would see holding, but it's in the place where you'd usually see it. So the official on the near sideline throwing the flag there. and it looks like Nashville's offensive line's moving backwards. It looks like it's going to be holding, and Badgers are going to have another shot at third down.
Yeah, it would have been fourth down and short, but I do think you gotta push them back here because it's going to be third down and long now, and they have not tried to pass here in the second half. What Nashville has done well is hold on to the football. But Arkadelphia would love to force them to stand in punt formation right now. From the Nashville 26-yard line, it is third down and 14. Nashville still in the Wildcat formation. Stewart at quarterback. Next to him is Morrison. Morrison's a good running back also. Stewart wants to run. He's going to sweep it himself out to the right side. He is hit. He will break 2 tackles, but he's hit very hard and driven down by Cole Turner and a member of the secondary. Caleb, did you catch who that was with the big hit?
I did not catch it, but it was a safety coming out of nowhere for the hit. It might have been Haney on the hit there, and he's made a KJ Terry. That's what we're getting here. KJ Terry with the big hit, and Terry's had a big night. He had the fumble recovery for a touchdown earlier, a big hit there on third down. That forces a situation now where Nashville is an option for a punt or option to go for it. I'm not sure what they're going to go for here.
Jake Moore is in to punt. At least he's in punt formation, but he is a quarterback. He started the game at quarterback on fourth down and 11. It'll be a low snap, but he does get the punt away. The punt is going to be allowed to bounce at the 40. It'll bounce inside the 35, inside the 30. It goes all the way down to the Arkadelphia 26. So the Badgers have the ball back, still down by 11, but they got a long way to go. They need 2 scores, 7:39 left in the football game.
Yeah, the Nashville long snapper there going for a bit of a different strategy than the Arkadelphia long snapper. Arkadelphia was trying to make sure the ball got off the ground and maybe made a little bit too much sure, passing it over Goodman's head twice. That time the Nashville long snapper said, I'm just going to get it to you no matter if it's on the ground or not, and kind of skipped it back to the punter who was able to get something off. So fortunate there for Nashville to be able to get off that punt and avoid any misfortune. And now 7 minutes left for the Badgers to get 2 scores in.
Suddenly the rain is much, much lighter, so perhaps Arkadelphia will think about throwing the football. We'll see. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right, back to pass. They will throw it, and they're going to throw it deep, looking deep for Buster Thomas, incomplete, as he was unable to get to the ball at the 41-yard line of Nashville.
Yeah, good coverage there from Nashville. Buster Thomas trying to get past the defender there, but just couldn't get by him. The ball fell incomplete on that play. Just a little overthrown there from Cannon Turner.
Second down at 10. Good news is he can pass the ball right now because although it's raining, it's very, very light right now. It was pouring down in the third quarter, and that presented all kinds of problems for Arkadelphia. But now, with it lightening up, Arkadelphia will go back to the pass. Here's a throw to the flat. Buster Thomas fakes out one defender. He's got 10. He's got 15. First down and 10. Ball out to the 37-yard line.
Buster Thomas breaking the screen pass, just slips through 2 blockers and picks up a first down, and that screen is going to be huge for Thomas this season. We see the Badgers like to throw the screen out of the slot, throw it to Thomas right there, and he's a shifty sophomore. He's going to be a big player for the Badgers for the next 3 seasons.
Arkadelphia will line up without Thomas this time. He'll go to the sideline, get a little bit of attention after that tackle. On first down and 10, they will run the ball. Cannon Turner will keep it. He'll make it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe 1 yard. Not much room that time. They have begun to look for Cannon Turner to run the ball here in the second half. We'll see if Arkadelphia will throw it on second down and 9.
Yeah, Badgers need to take advantage of this light rain, like you said, Jeff. Definitely something that they're more suited to is the pass game, so look to see that here. 3
receivers to the right side, short side of the field. They will fake it. Now they'll hand it to Hatley, and he's going to lose a lot of yards as the handoff went to Hatley just to see he was being hit. He tried to escape, gave up some yardage, and then was tackled for a big loss. So Arkadelphia, man, they looked like they had a drive going, and then suddenly a major loss of yardage on a basic running play, and it's back to the 29-yard line. Goodness, Arkadelphia is going to have to pick up about 20 now. Well, about 18 for a first down. It is third down and 18 yards to go. Arkadelphia down by 11. We're in the fourth quarter with 6:10 left. Cannon Turner at quarterback. Nashville looks for a pass, but it's a run, but it's no gain, as Nashville defended it well, and Hatley just had nowhere to go. So, no gain, 4th down, and extremely long. We'll see what Arkadelphia will do. You pretty much have to punt the ball away, even with only 5:50 left in the clock running.
Yeah, I need to be really careful here not to snap the ball over Goodman's head again. The last 2 times that we've had a punting situation, it's resulted in a Nashville touchdown, so look for that to not happen here.
Arkadelphia lines up in punt formation. Snap is a good one. The kick is underway, and the kick is a beautiful, long kick to the 25. It bounces inside the 10. That punt is going to go all the way to the 5-yard line of Nashville. Wow. 66-yard punt, no return.
And that's exactly what you want there from Goodman. We've seen it various times throughout the year. His ability in kicking, his ability in punting, and we saw his ability in punting there. Like you said, Jeff, a 66-yard punt from the senior captain there. Exactly what you want to see in this kind of situation. Pin the Scrappers back deep once again, now starting inside their own 10-yard line.
It was almost 50 yards in the air and then had a nice roll all the way down to the 5-yard line. So Nashville will send its offense back onto the field, and we expect to see Stewart continue to run out of the Wildcat formation. That has been the secret to their success for most of the game. Rain just barely coming down now at all, as we have had a pause in what was a downpour. Here is a run to the right side, and running and making some yardage is Stewart, and then Cole Turner is going to stop him cold near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Badgers are going to have to continue to stop Stewart here, as he's made the Badgers pay a lot tonight, getting a lot of long gains tonight. Badgers are going to look to stop that there and hope for a takeaway. Even though with this pause in the rain, have seen a lot more ball safety from the Scrappers here in the second half.
From the 10-yard line, Nashville lines up. Once again, we're just having a bit of a camera problem because of the conditions here. Pouring rain. Move the camera. Now we're trying to line it up for you. And from the 5-yard line, here comes Stewart. He's going to run to the right side. He'll break it back to the middle. He's going to make a first down out close to the 20-yard line. The senior running back really taking over the game at this point.
Yeah, Stewart with some really quick movement there on the rush. He faked. He did a counter play I've never really seen before. He took a step to the left and then did a full turn to the right. So I've never really seen someone do a spin move in the backfield with no one around him like that, but Stewart did, and he faked out the Arkadelphia defense enough for his speed to allow him to pick up a first down. So nice run by Stewart. He's a really quick back, and he's got a lot of agility.
Well, what Arkadelphia needs is a turnover, and Nashville has not been willing to give one here in the second half. Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 17. Fourth quarter action. Ball at the 20, and they're going to run it and make nothing this time. Well defended by the Badgers, and a loss on the play.
I think that was Dawson on the tackle there. Nice job from him. The big defensive lineman weighing in at 295 pounds, making the big tackle there. So that's definitely an asset on the interior of this defensive line to plug some gaps and have the ability to make big tackles like that.
Nashville is running clock, though. 3:31 left. Clock running. 18-yard line. Nashville's in no hurry to snap the ball on second down and 12, leading by 11. Badgers looking to take the ball away from the Scrappers at their first opportunity. From the 18, here's Stewart with the snap. He'll keep it again right up the middle. He's hit again by Dawson and brought down with a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, nice.
And I heard a whistle. I think it's an Arkadelphia timeout, Caleb.
Yeah, Arkadelphia calling a timeout here, stopping the clock. Just over 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And this is a big third down play right here. The Badgers, a stop is imperative right here for the Badgers. There's a 2-score game and only 3 minutes left. And the rain is subsiding, so Arkadelphia, if they get the ball back here, they would be able to run their offense as they wish. And it would be really unfortunate, if that really heavy bout of rain that came down in the third quarter came to cost the game for Arkadelphia.
Arkadelphia led by 3 at halftime, 17-14, and that's because Nashville got a touchdown with just 11 seconds left in the second quarter to make it a 3-point game. So kudos to Nashville for coming up with that score just before halftime. But after that, the rain created problems for both teams, but much bigger problems for Arkadelphia. 2 scores on special teams for Nashville, immediate touchdowns. And they have been able now to run clock with their offense. 3:09 left. Arkadelphia trails by 11. It's Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 17.
Yeah, we've seen several problems throughout the season at different times. Snapping the ball to the punter, obviously tonight, big ones, but the most biggest one before tonight was the safety that cost the Badgers the game against Sylvan Hills in week 0. And so we see a little bit more of this tonight. Obviously, the rain did not help, but something definitely the Badgers need to work on.
Here's the snap. Running play once again for Nashville. This is Stewart. He tries to dance inside, but well defended by Arkadelphia. Good work by 3 or 4 Badgers. And limping off the field, unfortunately, is Victor Tatamy. He's going to run off, but with a limp, and it's 4th down, a punting situation. Well, will Arkadelphia go after the punter or hope for a punt return? Jake Moore has done a nice job of punting. He doesn't have the same kind of leg that Gabe Goodman has, but he's gotten good bounces on this AstroTurf field on every punt so far. The Arkadelphia Badgers will not send anyone deep. I think they're going to go after the kicker here. The kicker is also the quarterback. Ooh, bad bounce, and Arkadelphia will get to him, strip the ball. The Badgers are looking for a touchdown, and the Badgers get a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
And that's exactly what you needed there. We've been talking about it all night, how the Badgers have had the short end of the stick in this second half, but that time the Nashville Scrappers make a mistake, and the Badgers are able to get a touchdown from it. Just over 2 minutes left in this game, but a fumble there from the punter off a bad snap on 4th down, and the Badgers are able to get a touchdown and now going for 2, trying to get within 3 in this ball game.
Arkadelphia will kick it. They're going to go for 1, and that would bring them to a 28-24 game. Now they're going to call timeout because they have just realized they really do need to go for 2. I think we're going to see a switch in the strategy as they will take this advice from Jack Bennington, I think. Timeout call. We're going to take a break. Arkadelphia has just scored a touchdown on a nice effort defensively on special teams. A punt attempt by Nashville winds up being a touchdown by Arkadelphia. They have returned the favor, and we're going to take a break. You're in tune to KDEL FM 100.9 in Arkadelphia with 2:20 left in the game. It is Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
You know, you say you go to the card when, you know, the coaches say, I'm going to go to look at the card. What does the card say? It says go for 1 or 2. When it's raining and that card's wet, it's kind of hard to look at. Obviously, you think they're talking to the coaches up in the box, and that's what the signal was when they got that, to call the timeout, go for 2, because it puts you, you know, if you get the extra point, you're going to have a touchdown anyway, but
that's
at least
right.
if you get the extra point, the 2-point conversion, it's going to put you within field goal range. Big play here.
Well, and Arkadelphia, of course, has a kicker who's got a lot of range as well. So it's really important to make this 2-point conversion right now. Arkadelphia still has 2:20 left to try to win this football game. First, they're going to try to make the 2-point conversion. They set up the swinging gate to the left side. They'll look over how the defense lines up and then run the play. Turner at quarterback has Hatley next to him, and that snap goes over his head. And Nashville is going to get a hold of it and stop Turner. Turner did a nice job of retrieving the ball, but the 2-point conversion is no good because, once again, the wet football creates a mistake. Both teams have made mistakes. Arkadelphia has just made one more, and as a result is trailing in the game. But we're about perhaps to see an onside kick with 2:20 left. I would think so because Arkadelphia running low on timeouts right now. I think the Badgers have no timeouts remaining, so that means you pretty well have to try the onside kick.
Yeah, the Badgers are almost definitely going to go for onsides here, and with the way Goodman's been kicking the ball tonight, he has to have a bit of confidence. You know, the third quarter didn't go as well with the snaps over his head, but that, you know, was not his fault whatsoever. So I think that the confidence Goodman gained in the first half with his kicks and his kickoffs could come into play here on this onside kick. And Arkadelphia works on the hands team. Coach Eldridge told me 2 weeks ago after the win game that his team works on onside kicks more than almost any other team in the state. They devote, over 20 minutes of practice to it each week, and it's a situation you don't see very often in a game. So I think that this onside kick situation here for the Badgers and the practice they put in could play out to be a really big play, and this could be the play of the game right here for Arkadelphia.
It is raining, just not as hard as it was in the third quarter, but that might make it harder for Nashville to receive this onside kick. Goodman is set. No doubt that's what they're going to try. Arkadelphia is set for the kickoff. An onside kick to try to get the ball back and win the game. Badgers trailing by 5. 2:20 left in the game. And a timeout for Nashville. They want to talk about it once they have seen Arkadelphia line up, and we will take a break. 2:20 left. Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23. We will return in 30 seconds. And for the live stream crew, we are back with you. We know that you would like to see every moment of this. We're working on that, but we're also trying to keep the camera dry, and that is a challenge tonight because the rain has been constant, especially here in the second half. Our sponsors online tonight: Southern Bancorp, Taylor King Law, Marion Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold Batson Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning and Plyler, Roger Wingfield of State Farm Insurance, Blake Bell, Edward Jones Investments, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens, and also Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. Arkadelphia lines up for the onside kick. Nashville has had their timeout to talk about how they're going to handle it, and they are ready. Gabe Goodman set for the kick. The left-footed kicker puts a foot into it. It bounces high, and Nashville has it, but a flag is down. And I believe that with that, it'll be a re-kick.
Yeah, the whistle blew before Goodman kicked the ball, so it's going to have to be a re-kick here for the Badgers 5 yards back from the original spot. But, they don't care. They ain't recover the ball. They're perfectly happy with that penalty and a re-kick.
Yeah, the re-kick gives them one more chance because it was recovered by Nashville.
And you saw earlier in the game a penalty against Nashville on a punt earlier in the game really worked against the Badgers. It was that punt that Nashville recovered in the end zone. Arkadelphia got off a clean punt on the first try. The second one, however, after a penalty, the second one was the one that went in the end zone. So this could be a reverse play in the Badgers' favor.
Here's the onside kick. High bounce, recovered, I believe, by Nashville. A nice play. It was a beautiful kick. But reaching high for it was Nashville. They were able to come down with it in the second line of defense. It's the kind of kick you look for in an onside kick. Difficult to retrieve, but retrieved just in time by Nashville. And so they'll have possession at the Arkadelphia 48-yard line. Arkadelphia has no timeouts left, so Nashville will just try to run out the clock. 2:20 left. Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23.
Yeah, it was a perfect onside kick from Gabe Goodman. It hit the bounce at just the right point, just in front of the first line. It hit just the right amount of spin to bounce over the first line of the hands team and really gave Arkadelphia a good chance for recovery there. Unfortunate for the Badgers not to recover on such a good onside kick, but you know what? Nashville is ready for it, and their hands team was able to keep a hold of the football, so you have to give them props for that. And now Arkadelphia is going to have to make a stop in 3 plays here. And Nashville gets a first down, it's game over. And yet it still might be without a first down, but a first down would mean game over for the Badgers.
Stewart at quarterback will run the ball to his left side and make some yardage across the Arkadelphia 45 to the 44-yard line. There's no victory formation yet. They want to make this first down. Arkadelphia needs to stop that from happening and probably force a turnover to have much of a chance. Stewart at quarterback. Morrison is the running back who will stand next to him. We're going to see another running play. After a lot of passes in the first half, with the rain falling much harder in the third quarter, we've seen almost exclusively a running game for both teams. And the special teams, that's really been where the action has been. He'll take the snap. He'll run to his right. Stewart cuts it up the field, and he's going to make a first down, and that's going to be it. Flags go down at the end of the play. Let's see what this call is going to be.
And I saw a Badger player kind of fly away from the ball carrier after the tackle was made. and that's when the flag came out. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. A Badger defensive player, flew backwards from the play, so I'm not sure what the call was there. But the way that the players are reacting, it very well could be a penalty against the Badgers on the tackle.
Yeah, I believe that is going to be the call, and so that is going to add another another 5 yards. Just a 5-yard penalty against Arkadelphia, but it was a first down anyway. So Nashville now is going to line up in victory formation, I believe, 1:30 left. Let's see if they're ready for that. Tristan Jamison has checked in at quarterback. Morrison is still the running back. Yeah, I think they're going to take a snap and then take a knee. He's not going to take a snap from the center. They're going to snap it to him in the shotgun. So unless he drops it, it is game over. Long snap count. He will take it. He'll take a knee. And they may have to do that again. 1:05 left, clock running. It was a very good first half for Arkadelphia. The weather conditions kind of took over the game in the third quarter, and Arkadelphia staged a comeback, but could not complete that comeback here in the fourth quarter. They'll line up and run it again. Game not over yet. 43 seconds left, but the clock is running. Tristan Jamison's going to take the snap here momentarily. He'll take a knee, and that will probably, we think, be the last play. Let's see. He'll have a long snap count. He'll take it. He will take a knee, and that should do it with only 29 seconds left. So Arkadelphia is not going to get a win in its first conference game of the year. It was a whale of a game. And, I mean, a whale could have been happy with all this water here in the second half, but Arkadelphia is going to come up on the short end. Now the Badgers are lining up. They're going to move to the 50-yard line and shake hands with the Scrappers. Nashville excited about the victory. It was anything but an orthodox game because of the weather conditions, but Nashville in the end has the victory. Final score, Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23. We'll be back with the postgame show in 2 minutes. And we are right back here on the live stream to tell you once again the final score was Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23. First conference game of the year was not a win for Arkadelphia. The Badgers really played well in many respects tonight. The hard rain of the third quarter made both teams struggle, but Arkadelphia more so. Nashville got a couple of quick touchdowns because of Arkadelphia mistakes on special teams in the hard rain. Then Nashville made one of its own. Arkadelphia took advantage, but one more mistake by Arkadelphia means a 5-point win for Nashville.
Yeah, those mistakes, thanks to the rain, really come back to bite the Badgers, and you hope that this isn't a big factor when it comes down to seeding for the playoffs. Last year, Badgers came in second thanks to a loss to Robinson, and this year it could be a big factor. This rain-heavy game could be a big factor in the final standings of the conference.
Well, the rain has subsided a bit now as the game has ended, but it did anything but subside in the third quarter when it was coming down very, very hard and caused Arkadelphia on a couple of special teams play. And then the fourth quarter, the same thing happened to Nashville, but it happened twice to Arkadelphia, punts that turned into touchdowns because the punts didn't come off as planned thanks to the weather. Same thing happened to Nashville again in the fourth quarter, but Arkadelphia falls short 28-23. 40-yard field goal tonight by Goodman was key in the first half, but in the bad conditions of the second half, he just hooked a 31-yarder, and Arkadelphia did not score on that drive. Arkadelphia was unable to run the ball successfully. I think, Caleb, if you're going to point to success for Nashville, it's not just the luck of the bad weather, but it is their run defense.
Yeah, Nashville's defense was pretty hyped up before this game. People talked about the new defensive coordinator this year, and Nashville's defense, I'll tell you what, is much improved. If you look back at 2 years ago, last time the Badgers visited Scrapper Field, it was a much different story. Nashville's offense put up 70-plus points, but they also allowed 50 from the Badgers, and that was kind of the story of their defense 2 years ago. Last year, Nashville defense wasn't too strong either, but this year, with a good defense, this Nashville team is kind of scary. So, defense isn't something you really associate with Nashville, but this defense this year performed really well in the rain against the Badgers.
We will have offensive and defensive players of the game when we come back. We're also going to have a statistical report from Jim Rothwell. This is the Arkadelphia Badgers, brought to you on KDEL FM 100.9 in Arkadelphia and on our video live stream. You're seeing a logo right now because the weather has brought us inside, made it a little harder to do video in the second half because it's hard to keep the camera dry with the rain pouring down. But we're glad to be able to bring you the live stream tonight, and we'll be back with the rest of the postgame show in 2 minutes. And we're right back here with the live stream, and we'll be joined by radio again here in a couple of minutes. And so it gives me an opportunity to say thank you once again to our sponsors for the video live stream this game and all year long. We'll be back home next week, of course, against Robinson, and Robinson will be quite a challenge, but Arkadelphia looking improved the second half of the game in win and tonight until the weather created some problems that Arkadelphia could not overcome. So Nashville gets the victory, 28-23, but Arkadelphia is showing all kinds of potential. They're going to need to show it throughout the game next week to beat a good Robinson team at home. So for our live stream, home and away, we're glad to say thank you to Southern Bancorp, to Taylor King Law, Marion Martha's, Southwest Sporting Goods, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Arnold Batson Turner and Turner, Rogers, Turner, Manning, and Plyler, Roger Wingfield, State Farm Insurance, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investment, Welch Funeral Home, and Eddie Arnold of Jostens and Twin Rivers Health and Rehabilitation. Let's go to Jim Rothwell, who has a statistical update for us.
For Arkadelphia tonight, just key things. Turner was 5 out of 14 for passing for 28 yards. A couple of receivers there caught those. Rubel caught one but lost 2 yards. Braden Thomas had 4 catches for 30 yards. You got to throw for more than 28 yards to be effective. I know a lot of it was the weather, but you've got to be able to get more than 28 yards passing to be effective, particularly against a defense like Nashville. Rushing game, 145 yards. Most of it came from Turner on a couple of long runs, 19 carries for 162 yards. Hatley, don't know if it's an still lingering injury or if it was a field or if probably a lot of us in the Nashville defense keying on him. They've watched him in junior high, know what he can do. He had 11 carries for a -6 yards. One of those came on about a 12-yard loss. But basically just the running game was ineffective other than Turner. The team rushed 33 times for 145 yards. That's a little over 4 yards a carry. What Arkadelphia's problem on offense seems to be is being consistent. They'll have some good plays, and then they'll have plays. And some of that tonight was the weather, some bad snaps, but they'll make some they can't keep drives going. It's either going to be a big play, gets them down close, and they score, but there's no consistency of going 7, 8, 9 yards, keeping a drive alive with like a third down pass. We've seen that. Saw a little bit of that, we thought, against Wynn last week in the second half, where they were able to put some drives together, mixing the running and the passing. And saw that a little bit tonight at times, but again, there's that lack of consistency on there. Defense played great. I mean, the defense gave up 14 points. And when your defense does that, you should win, particularly against a team like Nashville. You can't ask any more from the defense than what they did. Stewart did have a great night rushing, but other than that, they did a great job holding down Nashville's passing, big plays, limited those. It was just a tough night with key mistakes there in that third quarter. And we talked about that at halftime, how it was so important to come out in the third quarter. And if nothing else, move the ball so you get field position. That's what happened in that third quarter. Arkadelphia got pinned deep because they didn't move the ball the first couple of times. And both times they were punting from inside the 20 or right at the 20. And you've got to shift that field position one way or the other at the beginning of the third quarter. Or if you don't, you're going to end up with things like that. So we played the whole third quarter basically with horrible field position. Again, Goodman's point, he did punt and could get them out there, but those 2 bad snaps, a lot of it happened and made a difference because you were on your own end of the field so close to the goal. Looking back, the first one that rolled around that he almost fell on himself, that would have been a safety. That would have probably made the difference in the game. That's a 5-point difference there. So that's a big play. But again, ball's wet, it's sliding around. You're just trying to get on it, and that just happens. Again, that's football.
It really is, and that is weather in Arkansas, as we've had so much dry weather. I don't remember rainy games last year at all for the Badgers schedule, but tonight it rained light in the first half. Both teams played pretty well. In the third quarter came a downpour, and it really cost both teams, but especially Arkadelphia.
That was when Arkadelphia was playing on their end of the field when that heavy rain came, and that's just the way it is. That's when you've got to buckle up and move it move it a little bit so that you can take advantage and shift that field position so that they're playing on their end of the field and not having the chance for the break. So the pressure's on them when they get the punt, a snap on a punt to catch it or to make sure it's a good snap.
Jim, let's talk about offensive and defensive players of the game. Now, you've mentioned statistics, and so far we have seen some heroic efforts by the defense. They are playing very well. The offense has had moments when they have shined, but we'll start with defense. A defensive player of the game for you.
I think Kai Terry, he made several good plays. He was all over the field. He was one that stood out. Again, he made a tremendous hit over there on the sideline earlier and just blew the guy up. So he would be my defensive player of the game tonight.
Had the touchdown on the defensive play after the fumble was stripped. He was able to catch it up in the air and run for a touchdown. Huge plays that put Arkadelphia in a position then with a 10-7 lead to take control of the game. In fact, they led 17-7 until 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Right before halftime, Nashville got back in it.
Yeah, that's another thing. You just have to those are key plays in a game like that where just a tiny shift in momentum. If you go in 17-3, that's completely different than going in 17-14 with them just having scored. But, again, Arkadelphia did a great job. Defensively, you can't ask for the defense to do better than give up 14 points to Nashville.
So our defensive player of the game is KJ Terry. What about an offensive player of the game, Jim?
It'd have to be Turner. He's the only one that had positive yardage almost. So, big night for him, some strong runs. He fights for everything that he gets. He was the offense tonight. Hopefully Hatley will continue to improve, get back into the rhythm. Another week of practice, getting into the groove again. We've got to have him. It was nice to see Braden Thomas out there tonight. A couple of jet sweeps with him. They tried the bubble screen early 3 or 4 times. I kept expecting them to try to hit him, fake that, and hit him deep, send him by them. And it seemed like one time they did. And
tried him on the wheel route once and just missed him. It was a hard night to throw the ball for Cannon, but he ran so hard tonight and got good yardage. Yeah. So he really had Arkadelphia in the lead until special teams mistakes in the third quarter. So I'll agree with you. Our offensive player of the game is Cannon Turner. Defensive player of the game is KJ Terry. Jim, give us a preview of next week. It is a monster of a matchup. The only team to beat Arkadelphia in their state championship season last year was Pulaski Robinson on a night when Arkadelphia did not have Hatley. Now they'll have Hatley back, hopefully healthy. One would hope the weather will be better, and both teams can play on a dry field next week.
Hope so. We're looking forward to that. Robinson has a lot of talented athletes, a lot of college-level athletes. There are a couple that are have been looked at and even recruited by the University of Arkansas, and a couple I know one has committed for sure there. So there are going to be some athletes on the field for Robinson next week.
Jim, I tell you what, I do believe that Arkadelphia came in with the right frame of mind tonight. They were not at all intimidated by this awfully good Nashville team. They had seen 3 awfully good teams in the non-conference schedule. They came in, played very hard, played unintimidated. The mistakes came partly, we believe, just because of the weather being so adverse tonight. Both teams had trouble because of the weather tonight, and I think that's probably going to be a theme from all over the state tonight. But Arkadelphia, one would suspect, will bounce back under these coaches that they have and be ready for that big game next week.
That's right. You still have a conference is the thing that matters. Last year had one conference loss. This year we've got one. We've already got it out of the way. Let's just go and win the rest of them here.
You get a win, and then you can start talking about a winning streak, and that's what Arkadelphia is looking for. Jim, thank you so much. I want to say thank you also to Caleb Bird and Jack Bennington. Those guys have already hit the road back to Arkadelphia because they have Tiger Tunes practice tonight. We'll just say it out loud. That's going to happen next week. And so you're going to join me on the broadcast next week while those guys are on stage, as well as Chris Babb, and we'll do that broadcast of the Robinson game. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Being back in Arkadelphia, being home again, and hopefully for some good weather.
We're glad to have been with you here on KDEL FM 100.9 in Arkadelphia, as well as on this live stream. And we were able to bring you a picture tonight until the weather just kind of got to everybody, including just trying to protect the camera and keep it dry so we can bring you good footage for the rest of the season. Tell you what, we're very excited about what's coming next. The Robinson Senators, and then the rest of the schedule for Arkadelphia. It's going to be an exciting season. Don't worry about it being 0-4. It's an opportunity that still stands ahead of the Arkadelphia Badgers. The final score tonight was Nashville 28, Arkadelphia 23. That's the final score from Nashville. We're going to hit the road back to Arkadelphia. Good night, everybody. And Abby, Daddy's on his way home.